Max RPG Podcast. I'm in Max. Pursuing the RPG hobby with reckless abandon.
Oh, I like it.
We're live. I did the thing.
Oh, help us! Hi, everybody.
Send a lot of help. 'Cause I am at the helm with the producing tonight, and I don't know what's happening.
I'm excited. It's gonna be great. And before I came here, I washed my hair, and I had to use my wife's shampoo and conditioner, and now I look like a weird troll doll. I'm not used to it.
That's me like every morning though, honestly. Like it's like a new shape. I send pictures to my friends.
It's like silly putty or something.
Oh yeah.
Shape it.
Some mornings I'm like
Play-Doh.
Princess Poppy, and it's like twisted. It depends on what I did the day before. It's great.
So, I am Kadave, and this is Second Star, the first episode of our Star Trek Adventures game here on Happy Jacks. Yay! To my left!
No. Things are happening. Hi, I'm Mac. I'm producing. I've only done this once before, and it was a small stream with like 2 people on it. And I am playing Trist, who is an android, and also the ship's counselor, and has no emotion chip.
Perfect.
Right.
So good.
Spot on.
Nice. I am Jay. Hey, I'm playing Rorg, Vulcan Klingon hybrid, isn't it? Hybrid? I guess hybrid.
Yeah.
He's a person. I'm a person.
Makes it sound like,
You're a hybrid
somebody
person.
clipped off a Vulcan's arm
Exactly.
and
It
stuck it
sounds
on the
like
side of a...
it was a love baby. It was not made in a tube or
If
something.
you get assimilated by the Borg, are you a plug-in hybrid?
Oh. Zing.
I'm sorry,
Kazing.
folks.
Then he can
That's-
drive in the carpool lane. It's so worth it.
Yay. I am the chief engineer. That's the other important thing. That's all you need to know.
Hi, I am Adam, and I am playing Commander Isaac Malata, the executive officer, and a human.
What?
Because, gotta be different.
Weird.
Gotta
So
be
weird.
It's like human.
Whatever.
Right?
I have to do that way too fucking much.
Right.
Primarily because here on the stream, we have no budget for makeup effects.
Right?
So I don't care what race you play, because you all look like...
Really? Because I put so much effort in, and you didn't notice. I'm very
Well, I
sad.
didn't pay for any of it.
But it came out of my own pocket.
Oh, wow.
I paid the budget.
You make your choices. That's fine.
It's well worth it.
Totally.
Oh, hi. I'm Terry, and I'll be playing Nishan Olos. I am a Tellarite, and I am the chief medical officer on this ship. Very excited to fix you all up, if need be.
Inevitably happens.
I'm sure.
This space is some dangerous shit.
Yeah.
I'll work on their minds badly.
Oh.
Well, no,
And I'll work on
technically
their
very
everything else
good.
begrudgingly, I think, is what's going to happen here.
Yeah, let's do it. Should recap also the time frame setting and stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Well. Yeah.
There was request.
Oh, very good. So, this game is going to... I just clapped right in front of my microphone, sorry. This game is going to be taking place in the Next Generation era timeline, just after the loss of the Voyager, as far as the Alpha Quadrant knows. We don't know they're off having a different quadrant adventure. We just think that they got blown up. So, same thing with a big chunk of the organized Maquis resistance in that era, in that area. So that has kind of quieted down. The Badlands aren't as big a place now. There's not as big a threat going on there right this second. So this is also several years post Wolf 359, where the Borg destroyed a huge chunk of Starfleet. So many ships are in the process of being built, being crewed up. New people are being promoted into lots of different positions. And the fleet is pretty desperate for materials and to try and keep expanding and looking elsewhere for new allies, new weaponry, anything we can do to stop the threat of ultimate annihilation that lurks somewhere out there still. the new tech that's sort of come out is the stuff that appeared to build the Voyager, with its greatly enhanced speed capabilities to actually try and keep up with a Borg cube. Now, the other new hull type is the Akira class, which is the ship that we'll be on. As beautifully demonstrated by the mini brought by Adam. The Akira class is sort of an update to the Miranda class ship that appeared in Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. It's sort of a low-slung nacelle affair that is a little bit beefier and more
So I have this lovely little booklet.
militaristically oriented, I guess, than the previous generation of ships. There are no families on board an Akira class ship, for example. So it's not got the situation of having to worry about kids and civilians all the time.
Good.
I think all of us are happy about that.
They get into so much
otherwise,
trouble.
half of every game is like, uh-oh, we got trouble. What are we going to do with the kids? Like, I always felt bad for those kids that grew up on the Enterprise, because that was some shit.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Like, man, like, imagine how, like, kids from the 1950s got paranoid about atomic war. Imagine the kids that grew up on the Enterprise.
Oh, yeah, no, they're
like, that
ruined.
red alert klaxon is just
Right,
like a
yeah.
weird twitch to them
Yeah.
forever.
Yep.
Remember,
Yeah.
kids, if the Borg attack, duck and cover.
And cry a lot.
Cry a lot.
Just let
cry.
them stab you in the
still
neck.
have
We'll try and
feelings.
save the
Oh, God.
So, I didn't even say the name. The name of the ship is the USS Barbican, named after the defensive shield from the Middle Ages. The assignment of the Barbican, it's a fairly new vessel. You guys are the first crew that has been on it, but you've done sort of the test runs and the trial period.
Shakedown cruise.
Shakedown cruise, exactly. That has all kind of mellowed down. Most of the systems that were causing trouble have been dealt with. And now you are off to Starbase 364, also known as Narendra Station.
Oh.
It's the station that was put into the fiction by the people that made this game as a place on the border of a territory that hasn't been explored before. Which is a great thing for a GM, trying to set a game in places where the internet will always know more than me about... I consider myself a fan, but I'm not the fan that's going to be able to name every star system that ever appeared in anything.
Right.
So it's nice to be able to have some creativity and have a place to go explore. It's fun. I've mentioned before, if you listen to our character creation sessions, that this first little bit, I'm going to be using one of the pre-written adventure bits that's in one of the books from this series from Modiphius. The title of which, for those following along at home, is going to be called The World with a Bluer Sun.
I assure you, we will find ways to mess it up anyway.
Yes.
And that's the part I love. And that's what people like, too. That's the feedback I've gotten repeatedly is, oh, it's cool to be able to look at the notes that you have right here. This is my GM notes, and then see what players do and see how I deal with it.
It's nice to see actively crushed dreams.
Those of you that listen to the Friday podcast, you've heard the stories of, like, the con game starts, and 40 minutes in, Stu has to go, I need to use the restroom. And he disappears for 10 minutes. He comes back and goes, okay, guys, I know what we're doing now.
You
Wow.
cry for a little while and then you
Yeah.
come back and just go.
or watching Tyler just take his little sheaf of papers and throw them over his head during the middle of a game when we've just decided that we're not having any of that story. So that might happen too, and then we'll see what happens. But
So insert coin was a good warm-up for you?
story-wise, yes. That's the part that's actually been the hardest mental adjustment for me, because the Tales from the Loop game system is very light
Yeah.
Yeah.
on actual rules, and this is not light on rules. It's got some cool story stuff to it and some really cool mechanics that I like, but it's a lot more to keep spun up in my head. So it's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
So, those of you that watched my Rifts game previously, when I mess something up, feel free to send an email and let us know. Or put a post on the forums, because I will go back and I will look at those and I will respond to things that I might mess up in the middle of the game. The other thing that you will not see me do is in the middle of the game, if I get something wrong and I think it might be wrong, I'm probably just going to go with it. Rather than be like, all right, everybody, let's take 5 while I stick my head in a book and figure out where I'm wrong. That's not great radio.
No, well, it's the season 1. We have to grow the beard. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Everybody's
some
getting
weird-
used to
Chairs
this
that
whole
weird
thing.
way. It takes him a little while.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Yeah, he hasn't sawed 2 inches off the bottom of all the chairs
Oh
yet.
my god.
Yeah.
That's a long period of nights where he's just out there with a little welder. Like,
Dedication.
It's the man knows how to make an entrance.
So, what was the other thing I was going to talk about? Out right in front of my screen, you will see there's a small pile of red tokens.
Oh.
Those are threat tokens.
Put it in
Those are my GM currency.
Oh.
In the game, as you guys get extra successes on anything you try, you can earn some of these fancy blue tokens.
Ooh.
These are called momentum. Anytime you guys earn momentum, you can use it right away on something you're doing, or if you don't have a good reason to use it, you can just put it out on the edge of the dice tray,
All right.
and then it's for the whole group.
Cool.
And you can use it for a variety of ways that are all kind of listed on those laminated sheets I got out for everybody.
So fancy.
Laminator.
So some momentum spends. They might actually be on the department-specific ones as you kind of pick things up. There. But some of the things you can spend momentum on are to create an advantage. So spending 2 momentum adds something to a scene that helps you out positively. So maybe it's you're fighting against some alien that doesn't really like nitrogen in the air, and so you've got there's a nitrogen leak.
Okay.
So now they're just a little bit worse at everything because they're trying to deal with asthma problems.
Aw.
The other thing you can do is create an opportunity. So anytime you create an opportunity, you can buy extra D20s for any roll you're about to make.
All right.
So the first extra one you buy costs 1 momentum, the second extra one costs 2, and the third one will cost 3. So if there's a whole bunch of momentum out there and you really want to make sure you make a roll, like, if I don't make this roll, the warp core is going to breach and we're all going to die.
Okay.
Let's just use all those momentums and make sure this happens.
That feels like a good
I
opportunity
mean,
for
unless
that.
you want to die, in which case,
Maybe you should go see the counselor.
Maybe, but now I'm
I don't know if that's
concerned
gonna
that
help you.
that's what the counselor said.
Yeah.
Is our counselor android already depressed? I'm a little.
no, it's just you're going to get the textbook definition of what is wrong with you and very little bedside manner to go with it.
Oh, okay. We'll not go there.
Great.
We'll
There's
not
no
go
hugs.
there at all.
Yeah, but you'll get the right combination of drugs and things that
Okay.
you need. That'll be
Oh,
great.
in that case.
Okay. All right.
The other thing
There's
you can
drugs involved. I'll be
do
there.
is you can create a problem. So if you know that let's say you're in a situation where there's some kind of an enemy that's trying to break in a door or hack through a computer system or something, you can spend some of your momentum on the table to increase the level of computer security or alert the AI that someone's doing something fishy or something that'll just make their task harder. And then the final thing that's very common with momentum is that you can use these to obtain information. So when you spend one of these, you get to ask me a question that I have to answer truthfully, but maybe not necessarily completely.
Got it.
So, so whatever I tell you will be true. It just might not be every possible detail because it's not a magic like. Here's a truth serum token.
I just wanted to say from a certain point of view, and I'm like, oh, that's like
No!
for Star Wars
You
last
can't say
time I
that.
was here for stuff, and I can't not
can't
think
say
about
that.
Star Wars. I don't care. I'm not sorry.
So, for all of the things that I just mentioned that you guys can do with momentum, I can do with threat for my NPCs. So I
There's gonna be
start.
some dark side to this,
Yeah,
right?
that's gonna
I
come
said
around.
something. Oh, dark side. Sorry.
So I start with 2 threat for each of you in the game in my pile. But if you want to get one of those momentum spend things and there's not enough momentum on the table, you can pay me out of the pile of threat over here to still achieve the effect, but now things will get worse for you later.
Future me's problem.
Right.
100% future meets
We
problem.
know that time travel in Star Trek is never a problem, so the future can deal with it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
right.
yeah.
We'll just time travel and undo the problem.
Oh, right. Garbage can.
Right.
Remember? Garbage can.
What? Garbage can?
There aren't even garbage cans on the ship.
There's no
Never seen a
garbage.
trash bin.
They don't think.
Wait, I need one of those tokens to spend for a garbage can on the ship.
That's your permanent create an opportunity. Like you're like, here's a garbage can.
Garbage can.
Where's the garbage?
Now, quickly, let me just run through the way skills work. So anytime you're faced with a task, you're going to take one of your attribute scores, so control, daring, fitness, insight, presence, or reason, and to it you will add one of your discipline scores, command, con, security, engineering, science, or medicine, and you'll get a number. So on the character sheet I'm looking at, their control is a 10, their security is a 3. So control and security, to shoot a phaser at somebody, they have to roll less than a 13 on 2d20. Now, a normal difficulty task would be 2 successes. So that would be if you roll your 2d20 and you get below 13 on both, you did it. Great. If you get below 13 on one, above on the other, you've only gotten 1 success. So that's where you might want to buy extra dice,
Right.
if you know that you really need to accomplish something. The special thing on all of your main character sheets is values. So in your value section, you have the values that you guys came up with during your character creation, and you all start with 1 point of what's called determination. So you can make a little pencil mark for yourself. During the game, if you can figure out a way that you're going to question one of your values, or your value really applies to the situation in some way, you can choose to spend your determination point before you roll, and it gives you an automatic critical success. That counts as 2 successes right away. But at the end of the game, if you question one of your values, then you get to go through a little mechanic that will either let you change it or maybe you keep it, but you go through a little question phase about why you questioned that value, what's different about your worldview now. So it's kind of fun. When something does damage to something, so if you shoot a phaser at somebody, they have a stress level. And whenever you roll your phaser damage, you'll roll the black D6s out there that have either just blank star fields or explosions, or the Star Trek Delta symbol. Anytime you roll damage, you roll however many dice you're supposed to roll. If you get an explosion, that's a damage. If you get 2 explosions, that's 2 damage. If you get one of the Delta symbols, it counts as 1 damage, and you can activate a special effect of whatever your weapon may be.
Ooh.
Nice.
So, like a phaser, you could activate, like, phasers can have, like, piercing damage as a special effect, so you negate some of their resistance to damage.
Oh.
Okay.
Or a phaser can have an area effect, like you've seen people stun a whole bunch of people with one blast, that kind of thing. Anytime you attempt an action that you're using your ship for, I gave you all a second character sheet that is landscape oriented. Those are all the stats for your ship. So if let's say Adam is desperately trying to pilot the ship, he will roll his he will roll his control and con together to get his ability on that. One of the rest of you can roll as the ship, because the ship systems will help.
Oh, that's cool.
Right?
Cool.
So you'll just roll 1d20 for the ship, and then you get one combination of the department and system, I think it is on the ship sheet.
Systems and departments. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you combine those 2 numbers just like a character, and you will roll, and that will add to however many successes that person gets.
And we can also use momentum to increase the number of dice for that roll as well.
Cool.
We can make the ship roll better.
You can just, all the things come together, and it works perfectly.
Cool.
Let's
Nothing
see.
ever went wrong.
Nothing's going to go wrong here.
It's going to be smooth sailing.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
And if it comes to ship combat, ship instead of stress, they have shields. If you ever take more than 5 damage in one hit, either 5 to the shields or 5 to stress, you get an injury. Or in the case of the ship, it's called a breach. So that will reduce one of the ship's systems in some way.
Got it.
And a second breach on the same system will disable the system until repairs can be effected. With a person, an injury will knock you out unless you spend momentum or roll to stay conscious and in the fight,
Yeah.
which is possible. But that's also how you stun somebody. So you hit them with your phaser for stun. If you get more than 5 damage, they're just knocked out.
Got it.
Let's see. Some weapons, some special weapons have special abilities, like Vicious, that affects extra damage, that kind of stuff. That can, it can cut through. Intense is the one I was thinking of. It makes it harder to avoid an injury.
Okay.
Starfleet doesn't carry around weapons like that, but if you go up against like Klingons with angry disruptor pistols, yeah, because everything Klingons have is angry.
There it is.
Everything about Klingons.
That's
They're
just
angry.
a descriptor.
Right,
That's right. Yeah, no.
Right. Yeah.
And dangerous.
The
Angry
cup
and
sat
dangerous.
angrily on the table.
Yeah.
Everything's
yeah.
a weapon if you believe in your heart.
Exactly. You try hard enough.
Also in game.
It's really
Right.
true.
The other thing is, for Klingons, everything is literally a weapon.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah. Yeah.
there's always a knife in it.
Yeah.
Hey.
Trying to think. I don't think there's anything
It's
else
An angry
major.
weapon.
Oh.
Yeah, it's also an angry weapon.
There is one other thing: complications. So much like in other D20 based game systems, if you roll a 1, you get a critical success. Instead of a 20, it's a 1 in this case. But you get a critical success, it counts as 2 successes. The opposite is also true. If you roll a 20, you now have suffered a complication. Something that I will narratively come up with in the situation that makes sense has gotten harder. Maybe you get a plasma burn on your right hand, so now you're going to be at a negative anytime you try and make a roll.
Okay.
I can also spend threat to increase the complication range of your rolls. So instead of just 20s, maybe it's now 17 to 20. It's going to be harder that way.
Okay. Can we spend momentum to make things harder for you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's that create a problem.
Oh, okay.
Is the thing
All right.
you can do.
So many problems.
Yes. Let's create all the
99 problems and we're all of them.
That's just how you. All right. So does anybody have any questions right off the bat? I know that was just a ton of information dump kind of stuff, but
Yeah.
No, I don't think
I'll have them for
so.
sure along the way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gotta
And
come up.
I will too. Trust
Yep.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only my character has a positronic brain. I do not.
Cool. So I think we're good.
Do we have so when we start, we'll have all been on the crew at least for a little while together? Or?
Yeah, my assumption is that you were all assigned to the ship right out of space dock. So
Okay.
when the ship was commissioned and first shakedown crews and all of that, you have all been working together for at least that long.
Okay. All right.
Some of you might have known each other longer,
Yeah.
but
'Cause we
and
came-
some of you
We from the same place.
some of you
Yeah.
this might be your first ship assignment. So and that's okay. But you've gotten into the position. You've probably been on board for several months at this point.
Okay.
You know, because there's probably I would guess, a 3-month period of testing and still near the shipyards in case things go horribly wrong, that kind of a situation. But,
Yeah. Yes.
You came all tricked out tonight.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I have a captain's log, little
It's
journal
so
to take notes in.
Nice.
Oh God, who's going to do the recap?
Not it.
Sure, shit isn't me.
Definitely you, Captain
Yeah.
I'm going to be the
Fogg.
commanding
Yep.
officer. I'm going to have to. Damn it.
You're gonna have to
Fogg.
Captain
Yes.
All right.
Give accurate start.
This is why I don't play leadership characters.
Womp womp.
I know, right? Sorry. I actually made a character that is not awkward.
Whoa.
I know.
What?
It's really
I'm
weird.
very confused.
I know. It's really strange. He does have the prerequisite 8-pack of abs, though. So.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Plenty of abs, but not awkward. So I don't know how this is going to
We
go.
had the
I'm not
extra
sure.
ones installed.
Yeah, the extra. Yeah. The cybernetic additional abs. Yeah, because that's how I roll.
It's all just to get a good hang on the uniform.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
sure.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So I can do
yeah.
the card maneuver.
Yeah.
Love it. I'm so excited. That's my track. Sorry.
All
Don't
right.
be sorry. It's great. So
So,
great.
those of you that did watch character creation may note that Nick, who made the captain, isn't here at the moment, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But his character was Captain Raxian, has so far been a pretty good captain. You guys are starting to gel together as a crew. You haven't really faced a lot of adversity or crazy exploratory missions or anything yet, but he's been pretty patient with systems problems and getting people into their right assignments and all of the administrative stuff that a captain has to do for hours. And things have just kind of settled down into a routine at this point on the ship. You, like I said, you are en route to... No, I'm sorry, excuse me. You are en route away from Narendra Station.
Got it.
You have been there, reported in. The admiral there is an admiral by the name of Admiral April Hebert. Hebert. She is the local flag officer for the Shackleton Expanse, the unexplored region that you're heading into.
Can you spell her last name again?
Hebert.
Herbert, or almost. But
It's a bear.
yeah, I got it.
It's totally written in the fiction.
Is it really?
I swear it is.
That's Rob's last name.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why I can pronounce it correctly.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Rob is somebody who comes to all the cons and plays with us a lot. And he's a fantastic role player.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
But yeah.
I sent him a message
Oh, yeah.
when I was reading through the prep stuff. I was like, oh wow, okay,
Hey.
cool. I can pronounce that
awesome.
name properly now.
Nice.
So she has given you all a tour of the station. It's a joint Klingon Federation station because it's on the sort of border between Klingon Federation space. The Romulan neutral zone is not very far away. That's actually why this station was named Narendra, because that's, for those of you that are into Trek lore, that's the colony that was attacked by the Romulans, that was saved by the Enterprise C in that episode of The Next Generation, that kind of cemented the Klingon Federation alliance. The other important timeline thing that's going on in the wider world of Star Trek is that the Dominion has just been contacted through the wormhole to the Gamma Quadrant.
I'm sure that's going to go fine.
Yeah, they're great. They seem like they're
Nothing to worry about.
totally nice. Super nice.
But at this point, things haven't gotten aggressive.
Yeah.
It's just the early stages of, hey, there's some kind of an organized group of people over here.
Ah,
Not
that's
just
great.
weird asteroids, like we thought at first. So, you are heading off onto your extended, it's supposed to be at least a several month tour into the Expanse to start exploring. One of the primary things you have been tasked with looking for while you're out here is mineral called Verterium cortinide that is used in the manufacture of warp coils.
Can you say that one more time? What is it? Vor or more?
Ver,
Ver.
V-E-R, T-E-R-I-U-M, cortinide. So in addition to the general, hey, let's go see what's out here kind of a mission, that's one of the primary things that you need to look for. flag, send back word so that they can send out mining specialists, that kind of a thing. So you do have some specialized mineral sensors that have been added to the ship for this purpose. So if you happen to come across an alien species that makes their ships out of that stuff, you'll be able to get a sensor lock real quick.
Oh, good. Good to know.
But several days out into the journey, middle of the night, you are all A shift kind of people. Well, you're any shift kind of person, but your duty shift is A.
I just don't have to sleep, okay? I am all the shifts.
See, it's actually very efficient to have an android counselor because you just need one.
Yeah.
They're available anytime.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So
And then I can have the separate B-plot adventures as well that none of you guys know about, but I'm just like running around in the background of the scenes.
that's actually one of the things about this game system that I love is there's this mechanic for making supporting characters. So
Yeah.
you'll also note that there's no one here that's specifically the helmsman of the ship. So if we need somebody to fill that role, we'll talk about how to make a supporting character, and one of you guys can play them. Because if we're in a scene on the bridge, it's not really awesome for you to be like, well, I'm in sick bay. Here we go. Like, meh, nothing's happening down here because nobody's dead yet.
No one needs me. No one needs
Yeah.
me. Okay, great.
So that's a perfect time when you can pick up a supporting character that's in the scene and be part of whatever's going on. But that's actually a question I should ask before we go farther. Do you work a second duty shift?
I think that probably it's broken up so that there's still some downtime between both of those shifts. So
Sure.
I feel like would work the A and the B shift, but would have downtime because she does like pursuing some of her artistic interests because she's trying to better understand human culture.
Much like Data did.
Exactly.
Where like he worked the night shift on the bridge, and then he had some time off, and then
Yeah, so I think there will be some closed down office hours, but for the most part would be servicing like the entire ship in both shifts.
rock on. Cool. That works.
How many crew do we have on board?
I believe there's something in the neighborhood of 400
400. Yeah. Okay.
without looking through stuff. And you'll notice on your ship sheet there is a stat for crew support, and I believe that's 5. That's how many supporting characters can be activated in a adventure.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
So if you've already activated 5 supporting crew members, you can't activate more in one adventure.
Okay.
Hopefully they
And
don't
the-
all die. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Is that in the whole adventure, meaning the campaign, or
In
meaning
like
the
an
story, or
episode.
meaning a session? Like,
Maybe more than a session,
Okay.
but in one little story arc.
gotcha. Okay.
So,
All right, cool.
like in what would be one episode of the show,
yeah.
in that much, you can't have more than 5 become.
Got it.
Yeah.
Because it's almost, the way they describe it is it's bringing one of those background 400 into the shot.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's like, okay, now they're a person.
Right,
They're
yeah.
not just random guy in the background pretending to sweep.
Right. Yeah.
Those are my favorite. I love the
Beep,
people in the
beep.
back. I love watching extras sometimes more than anything on the
Oh,
planet.
yeah.
My favorite's the original series, and there's no crank
Yes.
on the wall, and there's a guy like
Yes.
twisting the thing. And there's just like he's like pantomime.
He went for it. He went for it. It's so good.
But in the middle of the night, you, Isaac, you get a comm alert on your desk in your quarters.
I think the light above my bed comes on, and I'm the eye candy of the show, of course, 'cause I'm playing me. So, he's shirtless in bed, because he's beautiful, of course. 'Cause of course. I don't play
So
it to the
hot.
I know.
So hot. I'm so into it already.
I have a picture, actually. I'll show you.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
Yeah. What?
It's the best thing about Star Trek, honestly. I forgot how sexy the show's really
Right?
sexy. It's
Exactly,
like
yeah.
hella sexy. All the undertones. It makes me
Right?
so happy.
Exactly, yeah. So my uniforms are real tight. Real tight.
Welcome
Yes.
to running this game.
No, it's awesome. That's why I'm laughing. I'm having a good time.
So there are certain things you can count on Adam for. And that is hot shirtless character.
Now, here's the question.
Yes.
Do you go for the weird short robe thing?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
But he does have like silky booty shorts, basically.
Oh.
Well, you go with the reverse to show off the abs.
Right, exactly.
Right, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Gotta show off the abs.
So it's
Yeah.
a really long bottom to the robe, but the top's very short.
Right.
It's just flared out.
Just like, yeah. Right. It's like,
Super tight.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's practical. That sounds so practical to
Right?
wear.
Yeah. It's like the
Shit
short
with doors that open and close. Long flowing things.
Right, yeah.
Waist
Just a
cape,
terrible
perfect.
idea.
Right? Yeah.
No capes.
It's like the short robe, but it's just the under. It's just the pants part underneath the short robe.
Okay.
So yeah. So
That's what I
which
mean.
you
It's just
can't
that little.
see even under the short robe. Like you know the shorts are short.
Oh my god.
Sorry, this tone. Damn it, Adam. Sorry. Yeah, so I just kind of roll over and sleepily say, Malada. That's my last name.
Oh, that's
Sorry,
right.
so the-
Sorry.
Just stroking out and saying random
I
words.
know, right?
With a cough.
Well, I was like, is that a crew member we talked about? Like,
It's already
Yes,
dressed
Dave, it is a
happening.
crew member we talked about.
It is. That is
My
accurate.
character.
And I
Don't
told
say
you,
Tris.
I told you we're gonna have to remind me how to pronounce it when we made the
Oh
characters.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I see the word.
Yes,
and
yeah.
it didn't connect.
Yeah, I
in my
figured.
head.
Yeah, we should let everybody know who's looking at the screen and is not Malvta. It is Malada. The V is an aw sound. So it's actually the Choctaw word for lightning. So yes.
Wow.
So yeah. As soon as I was like, I'm playing the command or executive officer, I'm like, I'm going to be in a command role. I got to rep Choctaw. So yeah.
Yes.
So yeah. Otherwise, I would have been Bajoran, which is what I always do for Star Trek. But yeah. So I just tap the comm and answer.
Sir, this is Ensign Jones on the bridge. We've got a important message for you that has come in. Priority 1, actually. Instructions were not to disturb the captain, but to pass it directly on to you.
Priority 1 for me.
Indeed. I can send it down to your quarters if you'd like.
Yeah, route it to my quarters. And I'll grab a short robe. And if I'm gonna priority 1, that's a big deal. So, yeah, can't be completely naked in
What's
front of
priority
commanding
1 for
officers.
your abs?
Right? Yeah.
That's-
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Why it's priority 1?
Yeah. Yeah. Admiral Haybear was like, "I gotta see them abs."
I can't sleep.
I guess.
Oh god, it's a priority 1 booty call.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a good show. I'm down. Yeah. Priority 1.
Yes. Okay.
I'm getting that shirt made next.
Priority 1 booty call.
Call.
Yes.
With the big red alert.
Beautiful. Let's make this happen. Okay.
When you sit down in front of your terminal, the first screen that flashes up is the standard Starfleet Priority 1 communication.
Yeah.
The second is one that requires like your biometrics to verify that it's actually you.
Authorization Malada Delta 415.
And then instead of a video that you would expect to be the kind of communication you're getting, you're presented only with
Actual words.
Ooh.
Do we even know how to read anymore?
I know, right? Yeah.
Okay, the computer reads it off for you.
Right? Yeah.
Siri, text to talk, please.
Alexa, what is this?
What is this? I don't know what this means.
To Commander Isaac Malada, Executive Officer, USS Barbican, from Jerish Inyo, President of the United Federation of Planets.
Whoa.
Subject, reassignment of command assets. Stardate, 47711. CC, Admiral Layton, Starfleet Command, Admiral Haybear, Starbase 364. Captain Virad Raxian is hereby assigned to special duty under the office of Admiral Layton. Make no attempt to forward communications to him as he will be out of contact for the foreseeable future. Commander Malada is also to be promoted to captain effective immediately.
What?
I cannot stress the importance of keeping this information compartmentalized. This assignment is of absolute importance to the security of the Federation. A new executive officer will be assigned at the earliest opportunity, but for now, forge ahead with your mission into the Shackleton Expanse. The USS Barbican will be resupplied with a new runabout at that time.
What?
What? Is this what you meant you were going to tell us later what happened to the captain?
Yes.
What?
What?
All right.
Mulata to Bridge.
Yes, sir.
Jones, can you just verify and confirm the source of this Priority 1 communication?
It was routed through the subspace repeater at Therendra Station.
So it is confirmed.
Yes, it was encoded properly with the current Starfleet code.
Wake the senior staff and summon them to the ready room
Yes, sir.
now.
On it, sir.
And I will put on my uniform.
That seems like a good idea.
Right?
The
Yeah.
man's
Yeah.
on.
And I like start putting my pips on, and I'm putting the 3 on, and I'm like,
Oh, boy.
I'm not going to put the 4th one on yet.
Okay.
Did you have it just hanging out waiting?
No.
Someday.
Just hanging around.
Someday.
Magical
were
machines
ready.
that make things for you in your room.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to at
Anytime.
least.
Yeah, why? Yeah,
back
why do you
there.
have it around? Yeah, the replicators. You were.
Yeah.
You had it like
You had it
framed on the
waiting.
wall and break in case of emergency. That shit and get that extra pip out.
Yes.
It's actually a whole line of them. So it's like the Captain Pip and then the,
And
the
the Admiral.
Admiral one.
Yeah,
and
right. Yeah.
All the ranks of Admiral.
And then a special one you made yourself.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
for king of the world.
It's the King Pip.
Ultra Captain.
Your dreams. You are so good. You are the Ultra Captain.
Ultra Captain and the Pips.
Right? Yeah.
Leaving on the USS Barbican. Captain Express.
The Ultra Captain goes on the road.
Yes.
Because it doesn't matter anymore.
Oh,
Right, yeah. Because in bed, I am the Ultra Captain.
hey-o.
That's why you really have the extra Pips.
Right, yeah.
Little role play.
Right, yeah. So the extra pip gets you a lot of play in Starbase.
In the closet, just out of reach, you saw there was like all the different uniforms.
Oh,
They were all lined
yeah.
up.
Oh,
Right?
boy.
Oh my god.
Never know.
All right.
So yeah, I'll get my uniform on with just the 3 pips for now, and I'll head up to the bridge.
Very good. All the rest of you get a call from Ensign Jones. So sorry to disturb you, but Commander Mulata has asked for all of you to join him in the ready room at
Oh, this
your
better be
earliest
good.
convenience.
Absolutely.
Who?
This better be good.
Not a morning person.
Fine.
But yeah, this is deep in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still recognize day-night cycles.
You might be annoyed that you're like
Are you having trouble sleeping? Can I prescribe
No.
something for that?
I'm fine. I'm good.
I walk in after everybody's assembled and go to the
Well-
replicator and get a coffee.
Do you specifically wait a little while for everybody else to get there first, or do you go straight there?
Yeah, I actually, I said ready room, but actually I want them in the what is it called? The
Conference room?
the conference room.
Yeah.
Sure.
Observation deck. What is it called?
Observation lounge.
Chat and tell me. What?
Oh, I can't
Lounge?
remember.
Yeah,
Shit,
yeah.
I know what
yeah,
you're talking
that, yeah,
about.
that conference room with the
Yeah.
window. And the,
Right, yeah.
Yeah. It's it's not the ready room, but it's
No.
something
Yeah,
really
like it,
similar.
yeah.
Shit.
Ready room is the captain's room. That's where I go first.
Okay.
And
Observation lounge?
Yeah,
yes,
lounge.
yes,
Okay.
observation lounge. That's it. Yeah. So that's where I wanted everybody to meet. So I go to the ready room.
Retcon from Ensign Jones.
yeah.
Yeah. I go to the captain's ready room first, and just kind of look around, because like I'm wondering if he left me some kind of clue or some kind of something to tell me what's going on.
Well, the first thing you notice when you walk in is that the captain had a collection of very detailed models of all the ships that he'd served on, and they're all gone.
Oh.
Like all the little pedestals that are along the wall are just empty.
That's
Shit.
creepy.
That's not good.
Okay. All right, and all right. Well, I'll just kind of look around. It's still kind of in shock and still exhausted. I'll grab some coffee from the replicator, and then I'll head into the room, into the observation lounge. Sorry to wake all of you in the middle of the night. I know this is not pleasant, but I just received a Priority 1 communication from Starfleet.
What's your rank? You're not
Commander.
Commander.
Is what I'm wearing.
Yeah. Commander, you seem to be in some distress.
Yes. Yes, I am.
Just get to it. You woke us all up. What's going on?
So,
You didn't wake all of us up.
we should talk as soon as this meeting is over.
Absolutely.
I received priority communication from Starfleet Command. Captain Raxian has been reassigned. He left at some point. I don't know when, but since we all went to bed. And I have been promoted to captain and named commanding officer of the Barbican.
Captain Raxian is not on the ship anymore.
Apparently not. I was not informed until he was gone.
That seems highly unusual.
Yeah, very unusual. Yeah, very unusual. I didn't want all of you to find out when you woke up in the morning because there's some protocol that needs to be followed, and
Get to it.
I'm going to need some verification, some assistance, and I needed to make sure you all knew before the scuttlebutt hit the rest of the ship.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, now we
I'm
know.
awake now.
Yeah, so am I.
Okay.
Doctor, you have any thoughts? Did you know anything about this?
I had not a clue. You think I would have slept that deeply? I just took a sleeping pill. I'm sorry. I'm not quite. You guys. Really?
Really?
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yep.
let's get this stuff done so we can keep this mission on track at least.
We are supposed to continue our mission into the Shackleton Expanse, continuing to look for sources of Verterian Cordonite, and I see no reason to stop that, especially since those are our orders to continue.
All right.
Surely you've been highly capable for the rest of this trip. You'll be able to pick up the slack.
Thank you. I appreciate your confidence. Or evaluation. And by the way, for those of you out of character, like this is
insane.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
This is insane.
Isaac is he's been an officer for a long time. Like he's like 40. He's he's been an officer for nearly like 20 years, but almost entirely as like security and tactical and con, and this was his first assignment as first officer. Was when he was put here. Like,
boy.
So, yeah.
Sorry.
So he is like from everything you've seen, and like if you look up his file, you'll see he's like super capable, like does a good job, but he's probably not completely ready for this.
Well,
Yeah. But I'll need we'll be assigned a new executive officer soon.
From within the ship? From where?
Apparently one being delivered to us.
great.
So a runabout will be joining us soon, so we'll have another runabout for our complement if you'll make sure there's room in the shuttle base.
So, yeah. So, wait, the captain took a runabout?
Yes.
Nobody told me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I wish someone had told me as well.
All right. Fine. I'll do whatever.
This is not a good start. I'm sorry, guys.
Now that you've been up for a little while, you do notice that the security chief is not here, and neither is the main helmsman.
Oh. Do they have names? Or should I make them up right
Go
now?
ahead, go for it.
Oh, okay. Where's Lieutenant... Sorry. Where's Lieutenant Frakes? And
Beautiful.
where is Lieutenant Sirtis?
Wait, you don't know?
Computer, locate Lieutenant Frakes and Lieutenant Sirtis, please.
They are not on board the Barbican.
Okay, so what? People are just disappearing now.
So we don't have a helmsman.
Did they leave with the captain?
What?
That would be my assumption.
Computer, did they leave with the captain?
Yes, they all departed approximately 85 minutes ago.
Great.
Okay.
Okay. Well, this is going to be fine. We are going to continue to do our duty as Starfleet officers, and we will continue the assignment that has been given to us. And I will be having conversations with anybody who will listen to me at Starfleet Command.
Yeah, I would want to get down to the bottom of this and see what you can find out.
Yeah.
That seems like the most,
Yeah.
you can do right now.
And you can look on your ship sheet and cross off one of the two runabouts.
Ah.
Uh,
Kern or Truckee?
Runabout. Oh, that's fun. Kern and Truckee, you're cute. I like this.
They're always named after rivers.
Rivers.
Which one?
You guys pick.
It's cross out
Kern.
the Kern.
Kern?
Okay.
All right.
Even though they have really good beer at Kern River Brewing.
Truckee is funnier
IPA
to
is
say,
very
too.
good.
So.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds closer to Trekkie, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it.
All right. All right. Computer, are any other crew members missing that left with the captain?
No.
Are any other crew members just missing from the ship's roster?
No, the full crew complement is present, aside from the noted 3 officers.
Well, all right. The rest of you, get some sleep if you can.
Nope, I'm up now.
All right, good, because I'd like to have a chat with you, if you don't mind, Doctor.
Yep, let's do it.
I'm going to get some rack.
Okay. Ensign Trist, if you could wait for me in the ready room, I would like to speak to you, please.
Absolutely.
So, I'm assuming I have read files on all of the crew, because
Yep.
I'm diligent like that.
That's one of your primary jobs.
Yeah, right. Yeah. so in Adam knows player knowledge that Dr. Alos has some shady background.
I don't know what you're talking about.
has been involved in some
Some terrible things.
some under the radar things.
I've been around a long time, let's
yeah.
just say that. And sometimes you're around a long time, things happen.
right. Yeah. How much?
You might end up on the Supreme Court. You just never
You
know.
never know. You never know.
Shots fired.
How much of your like Black Ops stuff or whatever you've decided on that it would be in your file?
Ooh, I'm going to try and hide as much of that as possible. I think if you're smart enough, you'll look at it and read into it probably. But I think average people will probably gloss over some of the stuff that's in
Yeah.
there and don't think of it as,
Yeah. Okay.
do you know what I mean? Though I think I've stayed around long enough for a reason.
Yeah, yeah. And they do generally keep that stuff quiet. So, should I roll for it maybe? Or that?
Yeah, you could totally roll to kind of see what you sussed out of the file.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Maybe insight security?
Insight and security? Okay, that's pretty good. So, insight's 10, security is 5.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's 15. I've got to, like, look up and remember what my talents mean. And let's see.
And
I don't think any of my values
well, what you
actually-
look for first is focuses.
focuses.
So if any of those even vaguely
Yeah.
apply to what you're trying to do, then every success counts as 2 successes.
I'm not sure they do. I have persuasion, hand favors. It's a personal talent.
It's going to be a
Nice.
very different kind of cruise
I was
now.
like, me too.
All right. Are you?
Look, I'm supposed to be the one that's programmed in multiple techniques.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Persuasion, hand favors, small craft, survival, shipboard tactical systems, and cultural studies. So I don't think any of those really apply.
Unless you're specifically trying to get her to talk about it,
Yeah.
then persuasion would be the thing.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it based on what you have in your files,
yeah.
trying to read between the lines, that kind of thing, then no.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So just insight and security. All right. Let's see how this goes. And of course, I roll high on d20s now that I'm supposed to roll low. I have a 16 and a 19.
Oof.
Oy.
So no.
So no.
You know nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, you could probably see that there's probably some like gaps.
There's like a
couple of gaps
yeah.
in like
Gaps in service.
A lot
Service,
of redacted
yeah, yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Redacted.
Redacted.
Yeah. So once it's just the two of us, Doctor, I'm going to need your help a lot. You are probably the most seasoned officer on the ship after the captain. And
Yep. I'll do what I can to help you, Captain.
yeah, I guess it's captain now.
Couldn't
So,
wish it on a better person.
thank you, Doctor. Appreciate that. If you can think of anything, advice, please.
Don't screw it up. I don't know. Honestly, I mean, we've got our mission. We've just got to stick to it. I mean, the craziest thing is who knows what the heck happened to that last captain. Just don't let whatever happened to him happen to you, I guess. Because I'm guessing it's not good to leave like that. That's all I got to say about that.
I have a feeling it has to do with some serious Black Ops operation.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Looking at me like I might know something. Yeah, I've been around.
Just testing. But yeah, hopefully we'll find out soon.
I'm sure we will.
Yeah.
I'm sure something will pop up.
Something will happen.
Something will happen along the way. Just keep your eyes and ears open. It's the best thing I can say. I'll keep mine open too. Let you know if I hear anything.
Thanks. I appreciate that. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to go talk to the counselor because there's no way I'm getting back to sleep tonight.
They've got some sweet meds back there. I mean, anyway, have a good night.
Yeah. Feel free to interrupt if you want.
No,
Just go around and talk to everybody.
Yeah.
yeah.
Do it.
You're allowed to have interactions with other players. Like that's kind of the point of the game.
Oh, that's weird.
If it gets real long and real boring, then I'll be like, all right, something's happening.
Red alert! Red alert!
Yeah, that bulkhead blows out to space. You're holding on.
Counselor Ensign.
Yes, Captain.
Yes, Captain. I would like to have a session, if you don't
Absolutely.
mind.
Do you wish to have it here?
You know what? Actually, I do. Because I apparently need to get used to this room.
Please have a seat.
Thanks. You as well. So how does this work? I'm not really generally into the counseling thing.
Well, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling a little overwhelmed and significantly stressed.
That seems understandable considering the circumstances. Is there anything that you want to go into detail on?
About a million things, actually.
Well, let's start with one and go from there.
But I mean, I'm sure the buzz around the ship is going to be that I'm not ready for this. And I'm going to have to prove myself.
And what makes you think that?
Well, because I've been first officer for about 3 months, and now I'm captain, and we're out in the middle of nowhere.
But have you not done a good job so far in your current post?
I think so.
There hasn't been any discussion that I've heard thus far.
No.
Nothing to the negative.
So, probably kind of okay?
You seem confused and uncertain about this.
I am confused and uncertain about a lot of things at this moment. How do I get everyone to?
Excuse me. Sorry.
No worries.
We already lost the captain. What you
Who doctors the doctor?
Max face, sorry, you're great. You're amazing.
Yeah, not
You're not
smelling
gonna get
is hard.
anything
That's
out of
hard
that.
to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, how do I get everyone to just trust me long enough to just follow my orders?
Well, they will have to follow you because you are currently the captain. But if you don't trust yourself, no one else will trust you.
That's actually really insightful.
Well, this is my profession.
You'll have to forgive me if I can confess a little bit.
That's what I'm here for. Patient confidentiality is of utmost importance to me.
Thanks. One of the main reasons I haven't been to see you at all yet is because even though I like you and I think you're a fine officer and I have no doubt that you know what you're doing.
I do believe you're making this session about me when it was supposed to be about you.
Okay, that's a point. Look, the thing is, like, I don't really go to Vulcans for emotional counseling either.
It doesn't really matter so long as I'm able to correctly diagnose what is going on and prescribe whatever needs to be administered. Have I not been doing an acceptable job of that?
You've been doing an exceptional job of that in just the last 5 minutes. I just want you to know that I'm going to lean on you a lot here.
This is exactly why I'm here, is to provide all of the support necessary for the mental health of the crew.
And if I tell you every insecurity that I have, can you file that away very classified like?
So long as it isn't a liability to the ship and the crew, everything is of utmost confidentiality.
How are you going to judge if I'm a liability?
If you are going to do an action that actually puts the rest of the crew and the ship in danger, then I will have to do something about that. That will have to be reported.
Good. I'd expect nothing less. Until we get a new first officer, and I will note this in the logs, but command of the ship should pass to Lieutenant Commander Alas
Noted.
if something were to happen to me. And, I appreciate your time and your insight.
My time is always available to you, Captain.
Yeah, Captain. Thanks. Dismissed. Computer, transfer command codes, authorization Malata Delta 451, and replicate an extra pip.
Transferring. That's the closest I can get to a Major Bear.
Sorry, it's okay. And
liked
I'll,
it.
And I'll put my 4th pip on and stare out the window.
Yeah.
What a nice scene. Well,
That was
sorry.
nice.
Whoa. Damn.
Good
This
counseling.
counselor's better than I thought it was gonna be.
I know, right? Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And without
Surprising.
emotion.
Right? Yeah.
And you wanted me to get in the way.
That's good
The
stuff.
funny thing is, like, thinking about it, like actually, you want a counselor to be kind of detached and unemotional,
Yeah.
and like look at everything in the most objective way possible. So, but the initial thought, is like, oh my god, a counselor without emotions, how can that be done? But it's like,
No,
Yeah.
that was nice.
yeah, that was fun. Awesome, cool. I'm so excited about
Wow.
All right.
Damn.
So, the rest of the evening passes uneventfully.
Working on some
It
poetry.
takes so much.
It's a lot of drama already.
Yeah.
I just drank. Sorry, no.
I just
Oh,
slept.
self-medicating doctor.
Just
So
slept
that's
like
a, that's a
rock.
good question. What is the name of the lounge relaxation area on your ship?
Ooh. That is a good question.
You can think about it,
Yeah.
but someone might be struck by something.
Yeah. Let's think. I have no.
Yeah, that's something to
that's
think
fine.
on.
Yeah, but just ponder as you go. The next morning, as predicted, the ship is abuzz with with everyone. It probably started with the guy that was on the shuttle bay duty when the captain walks in the middle of the night with 2 senior officers and they just get on a ship and leave.
Right.
Yeah. And with all those little ships, whatever, all the things they have, like they have.
Oh yeah,
he's
I mean,
got,
like
got your
they all
stuff.
had,
He's
They got their
like-
stuff.
yeah,
they each had a
Yeah.
couple of those like hard plastic duffels.
Yeah.
And the next morning, the now acting security chief, a lieutenant by the name of, I actually wrote this one down, Fletcher. He has gone through and checked the 3 officers' quarters, and they are devoid of personal materials. Sort of, a lot of stuff was left just disheveled, but
They were out of there quick.
somebody packing stuff in a matter of minutes instead of hours.
Yeah.
But the crew has now cleaned out those quarters, and you get a report on your desk in the morning that these 3 senior officers' quarters are now empty, but can be reassigned. Obviously, you can move to the captain's quarters if you'd like.
It's got a real nice bathroom.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's way better.
Perfect
He's
for
got
those
that
abs.
sonic
You're gonna
bathtub.
need it.
Yeah, I tell the yeoman to start moving my effects over.
Absolutely. They start packing and moving stuff. It's down the hall. It's not like you're moving to a new neighborhood.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Moved to a much better deck.
Right.
Better class of people.
Yeah.
They probably still showed up with like a little
Gated deck.
hover cart.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, yes.
Load that up with all the stuff.
Yeah.
Walk it down the hallway like Han Solo and Carbonite.
Sorry, I'm very excited about this.
Yeah.
Any opportunity to fucking slip in a Star Wars reference is going to happen.
Let's do it. Do it. Because contrary to popular opinion, you can like both.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's true. It's
I don't have to
100%
feel
true.
bad.
Nope.
Okay, cool.
Star Wars is
Nope.
awesome.
They're both awesome.
Star Trek is also awesome.
I like trekking to wars.
Right? Yes.
The one argument that I can't abide is that Star Trek vessels would beat Star Wars vessels.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, and it's not because I actually think that Star Trek has greater technology
Yeah.
for sure,
Yeah.
but Star Wars just has mass.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
huge. Those are all huge.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
It's,
Yeah.
oh, look, this ship is 8 kilometers long, and
Fucking
here's a
Star
tiny
Destroyer,
Enterprise.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Whatever, like,
Pew 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 pew.
Yeah.
even if their weapons aren't that powerful, there's a lot.
There's a lot of them.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
They have
Yeah.
a lot of cannons.
right.
Yeah.
And I just can't logically get behind that one.
Yeah.
But
I would say, is Chuck gonna go crazy? What happened? What happened? No. Fight.
so all of this is sort of going on. You can see it's the crew at morning mess are chatting with each other, and they're all kind of hushed. If any of the senior staff walks by, they all kind of get quiet because they don't want to know who's next or like what's happening or all of that. So they feel like the general feeling around the ship is like nervousness, just and a little confusion. As I said, life was just sort of settling into the routine of a starship.
Right.
And now they were starting to get amped up for exploring new areas and all of that, and now the rug has been pulled, as it were.
I think I've had to expand my shifts to be around the clock at this point.
Probably,
yeah.
more people that are coming
Yeah,
in
as
contact.
necessary. She probably does expand hours if the volume demands it.
You have a little display next to your door, and the hour numbers just change.
Just, yeah.
You need-
It's just always right now.
Right. Yeah.
24.
I have a feeling like you specifically animated it to look like Nixie tubes, though. just because.
Yeah, why? Why not? Of course.
You settle down to your first shift as captain on the bridge.
Yeah. The big
Um,
chair.
What's it like to sit in the big chair for the first time? Oh my
It's not the
gosh.
first time.
Oh, excuse me.
It's the first time it's your chair. Though.
First time it's my chair. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you swing a leg over before you sat down?
Right. Did the Riker
Yeah.
sit? Yeah. Red alert. Yeah.
I know some of you are more artistically inclined than I am, so if you want to sketch something about how the bridge looks, I think that'd be awesome.
Oh, okay.
Because they never show one in fiction.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, next time when we have time, I will bring my laptop and we will pull up Star Trek Online and we will look through all the bridges that they have to offer.
Oh, maybe somebody has done that already.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
actually,
Guaranteed.
you can find tons of bridge layouts and other ship blueprint.
Oh, yeah,
layouts
schematics and stuff.
schematics and things. So yeah.
I haven't had those books since we didn't have a Next Generation.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
I think I still have my Jimmy Doohan signed
Oh.
Mr. Scott's Guide to the Enterprise.
Oh, that was the best thing. The little
pouring over little
pouch.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Little pouch with a button. Oh,
All I
that's
can
the
think of is
best
Galaxy
thing.
Quest right now. That's literally all I can think of.
Yeah.
Why would they design a room that just smashes things and cuts things?
This one was badly
that?
written.
Yeah, it doesn't have a bridge in it.
No,
Yeah.
no bridge.
But yeah. Yeah,
I-
if you
I
order
can
these
go to
ships,
Google
they have
also,
these little
but-
books. Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
great.
Google
part of the
will
Fleet
have some
Battles
different
game,
ones.
right?
What's that?
That's one of the Fleet
No,
Battles?
this is from the it's called the Official Starships Collection, and
Oh, okay.
they've created these miniatures of like all these different. There's hundreds of them now, I think. And
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
So he's the captain now.
yes, I'm
Yeah,
the captain
you're
now.
the captain. You're the captain.
There are no arms on my chair.
Aw.
What was I about to say? Oh, the rest of the crew, because none of you are actually bridge crew most of the time.
I know. I was
Nope.
thinking that earlier. Like,
Yeah.
none of our created crew are actually
I
bridge
can still
crew,
go up
so-
there though, right?
Yeah, you can
I'll just
totally
go hang
visit.
out.
Yeah,
You can be
Be
the
like-
Dr. McCoy visit.
I was
Right.
gonna say you're
Yeah.
gonna bones this, aren't you?
Yeah, you go for the
And
railing
in
lean
multiple
a lot.
ways.
Yeah.
That surly, angry lean.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Is
leaning
by,
in.
By the way, is Nishin male, female, non-binary?
I had to think
multi-gendered?
about it for a long time. I think I'm an old lady. I think I'm just a crusty old lady.
Marcy, I'll tell her right lady, I love it.
Then definitely got kind of like the bones thing
Oh,
going
yeah.
for you. It's amazing.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why he's always my favorite Star Trek actor.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just
yeah.
because he's the
Aside
one guy
from
that wasn't
Data.
excited to be on a space adventure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, "You people are crazy.
What are we doing?
Yeah, second favorite for sure, because Data.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine."
But yes, holy crap.
Yeah. Communications, open a ship-wide comm, please.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Uh, this is Captain Malata. As probably all of you have heard by now, Captain Raxian was transferred to a new assignment very suddenly in the middle of the night. I would appreciate if rumors were not thrown about idly, as they don't serve us, and his mission is top secret and vital to the future of the Federation. So please maintain a sense of decorum, and if you have any questions, please feel free to come talk to me, and I will tell you what I can. In the meantime, we will continue into the Shackleton Expanse. We are looking for vital resources that the Federation desperately needs, and I intend for us to continue that mission. Malata out.
You see the
Are you on the
mon-
bridge?
No.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
the montage of
I mean, I
various
could
crew
be if
members
you want.
Yeah.
standing around, like looking up at the speaker, like
Yes.
Oh yeah.
pausing, drinking their coffee, listening.
And I'm just like, ah.
If you requested it,
I'm just
Trish
working.
would definitely be up there.
I wouldn't have necessarily requested it. I was just going to look for you and see if I could get an approving glance. As much as androids with no emotions approve of things.
That's
but,
the
yeah.
approving glance.
Right? Yeah.
It's also the disapproving glance.
Right, yeah.
It's just
All
slight
glances are
glance.
equal.
The glance.
You get just slightly slight head tilt.
I'm going to take that as a yes.
There probably would at least be a bridge station for the counselor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I could
You know.
totally be up there.
Yeah.
Troy's always
Sure,
on that
let's-
bridge.
Right,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Always.
let's say
She
I'm
got
up there.
a super special seat.
Yeah.
How was
Always
that?
on that bridge saying, "Hey, that shifty guy, he's acting shifty."
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Thanks, Troy.
Thanks, Troy. That guy was not obviously shady. No,
Right,
thanks.
yeah.
Good job.
So I turned to Ensign Trist and say, is that all right?
You handled that very professionally.
Great, thank you. Helm, set course, standard search pattern. Science, let's get that sensor suite going and see what we can find.
All right. Yes, sir.
Just
Down in
engage
engineering.
at will when you have a
Right.
course.
Calibrating.
Calibrating.
Is that you calibrating
That's
right
just-
now?
it's calibrate.
I like it, I
Calibrate.
like it.
Somewhere in a Jeffries too, somewhere.
Calibrate.
Doing shit.
Calibrating.
Yeah.
I'll take
I
it.
always wondered, like, in terms of design, like, it's space. If your ship's a little bit bigger so people can walk through corridors where they have to fix stuff,
Right, yeah. That's a good point.
it's only a little minuscule amount more material to allow people to be comfortable while they
Yeah,
work.
but
Right,
see,
yeah.
but no, it has to be aerodynamic. Oh wait,
No.
no,
No.
nope. Aesthetics.
Yeah. You don't want to have a bloated-looking starship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No.
It
You
You don't
needs
have
to
one
be
of those.
stealth, damn it.
Yeah, you don't have
Right.
one of those big boxy things. It's just ugly with no flair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it's sleek.
Yeah.
Not
So-
going for the Jawa aesthetic.
Several hours into a search pattern, basically the ship, the helmsman sort of gridded out this sector, and he's kind of flying along in a pattern like a Roomba.
Space Roombas.
Science has not reported any readings yet, but it's getting towards the end of your shift at this point. And you can see the officers on the bridge have settled into just the routine of life. And it's probably the same thing everywhere. Like in the morning it was real whispery, real rumor mongering, and now at this point they're like, well, new captain, same ship, let's get to work.
Yep.
You got a job to do.
Yeah.
Still
Old
just
news.
searching. Yeah.
Especially the people in the medical department and engineering, they're like, well,
I don't even
Nobody left from our department.
Yeah.
Everything's the
We're all
same
still
here.
Yep. Barely
New
know
Get back
boss,
to work.
same old boss.
Don't
Right,
know
yeah.
even know
Do
what the captain
you guys
looks
are
like.
doing.
Right?
Sure. Never came down to engineering. It's fine.
Oh,
We're all fine here. How are you?
How are you? Boring conversation anyway.
Yeah. So
Mac's like on a quest to slowly make everybody make Star Wars references.
I approve of this quest.
Slowly?
I think it's already
Trickling out,
happened. I
like, you
think
got the
it's
two of
all
us and you
done.
gotta get
You
them
will
now.
be assimilated.
Oh my god.
You don't want to hear that. In this game. It's a bad
I don't know. I get to
situation.
meet the Borg Queen then. She's pretty hot.
No, she's still far away
I'm
at
just
this
saying.
point. We have to invent quantum torpedoes before she shows up.
Yeah.
Working on it. Working towards this goal.
There's Trist in her office with this little miniature quantum torpedo. I have to make this work.
Otherwise, I won't get to meet the Borg Queen.
The Ensign Jones at the end of the shift is just coming on to the new shift. 'Cause the way the command switch between shifts works is you stay on a little bit longer while
Yeah.
the new crew comes in, and then the commanders do a switch. That way everybody's settled into position in case something happens when
Yeah.
the commanders are in transition. But Ensign Jones comes on shift and is like, "Good evening, sir."
Evening, Ensign.
Sits down at her station, and almost immediately you can see her, and she's looking at the terminal, and you see her face kind of go, "Sir,
Something wrong, Ensign?
we have a very unusual signal that we've detected. Not like last night, but it seems odd."
Be more
and she's
specific,
kind of-
Ensign. Is this a communication signal, or are you picking up
No,
something on
it's
sensors?
It's a repeated signal. Hang on, let me see if I can focus it in. And she starts working furiously at the terminal. And she looks up and she goes, It seems like it's a very weak automated distress beacon.
Put it on speakers.
And it's essentially just a string of coordinates being repeated over and over again. And then Starfleet designation that you're not familiar with.
Helm, set course to intercept. Let's go check this out.
All right.
As the helmsman sets a course and off you go, the science officer looks over and says, "It seems to be a very unusual signal because of its age, Captain. The signal hasn't been encoded like this in a very long time."
Time travel.
Like, how long?
Almost 200 years?
Whoa.
Well, that's unusual. Great. Let's go see what we're dealing with here. Yeah. So yeah, I'll just have him set course. No. Let's go find out. Let's see what's out there.
The system is not too far away.
Okay.
The signal was actually very weak at this point, so that it was just detected as you approached it on the grid search pattern. When you get to the edge of the system, long-range sensors now detect that there are several planets in the system,
Okay.
and this signal seems to be coming from borderline Class M planet.
Ah, okay.
Borderline because it seems like there's a lot of volcanic activity. So it's not to the level of toxic atmosphere,
Yeah.
but certainly on the, like, maybe
Pleasant.
humans wouldn't be comfortable here for a long time.
Yeah. Senior staff to the bridge, please.
Yeah.
We've picked up some sort of distress signal. It's actually a Federation signal, oddly enough, but 200-year-old coating
This far out?
this far out. There shouldn't be any Federation ships out here.
Has anyone ever gone to the Shackleton Expanse?
Not officially and not on documented business. I mean, it could be a lost ship of some sort, thrown off course.
The science officer, as you're speaking, says, "Excuse me, sir. It appears that there's some kind of an unstable anomaly that has appeared in orbit around the planet.
On screen.
And on screen, you see the planet appear, and then what looks like a little bit like the wormhole opening from Deep Space Nine,
Okay.
but it kind of skitters about a little bit. It's not steady. It almost looks like if someone had it on the end of a stick and they were pushing hard against a wall and it was kind of moving around a little. And it keeps sort of flickering in and out. So at first you didn't see it, but it's something that is appearing fairly regularly.
I'm like looking at these things like, what can we do?
Yeah.
We could send a probe.
It's a great suggestion, Lieutenant Rourke. Ready a probe. Let's see if we can get some more information before we get close. I don't like the way that thing is moving around.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
So
Just saying.
the probe directed towards the anomaly or more towards the planet where the signal's coming
Towards the anomaly.
very good. Preparing a probe would be a control engineering.
Control engineering.
That's you, buddy.
All right. So control is the attribute. Do I need anything else?
Well, you add the control number and your engineering number
Oh,
together.
control and engineering. So that's 14. And let's see, systems analysis. No. Weapon systems, plasma manifolds, whatever. Nope, none of those work. And now the talents. Okay. So we'll just roll
2d20.
2d20.
And 14 or lower.
14 or lower. 14. One success. And a 19.
We're rolling so high.
What's going on?
You have to
don't need
retrain
it.
yourself
Yeah,
in
that's
other
right, yeah.
games. Yeah.
When
Yeah, I
you
was
don't
about to
need
say,
it.
Yeah.
bad dice.
Yeah.
Bad.
Low.
But really, that's enough.
Yep.
You're not doing something particularly complicated here, but just one success is enough to ready a probe and launch.
Success. Beep, boop, beep.
You did something.
That's how it works. Just beep, beep.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the
thing
idea in
about
my
it.
head of somewhere in the background, every button you push is like shocking some poor team member so that you can do something.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely.
It's probe time! Ah! Quickly before they push the button again.
It's like when I press the button, it, like there's someone downstairs like prepare the probe. He's like, oh, they've got to actually prepare the probe.
Yeah.
Press another button. What's the probe? Yeah, that.
Yeah.
It's just a big, like
screen.
1984 vid screen
Yeah.
that's like, prepare a probe! Okay, please, I want to eat today.
Wow.
The dark
Dark
underbelly
side
of
of
Starfleet.
Starfleet.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Looks like the Queen Mary, some old ship where
yeah,
you have to
exactly.
like shovel the coal in. Someone's down there having to actually do the things.
The below
right?
decks,
Right.
They
man,
need
it's
so
not
many
good.
counseling
Yeah.
sessions.
They get
Bastard.
counseling sessions.
Never sign on to Starfleet series. It's not the right choice.
Oh.
It's a group counseling.
Right. Waste control.
So, you have successfully launched the probe.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So now we need a reason and science task.
That is not me.
It's probably
Oh, hi.
you or me. Yeah,
I've got
your reason for sure though.
I've got 15 between those.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty good.
All right.
Congratulations, you were
Yep.
at
Or
I 13.
you can do a supporting character thing if you want.
Oh yeah. we
But
could-
15 is really
That's
good.
very
Yeah,
good.
I mean,
yeah.
legitimately. Let's see. And then someone can assist with the ship
Oh.
doing sensors and science.
Why don't you? Well, yet Terry.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay.
So sensors.
And
where am I?
values
Okay.
can or cannot be
So
applied.
9
They
and
absolutely can. If
Okay.
something
So
kind of
11.
makes sense.
Well, I have there's always an answer.
Well, not values.
No values.
Well,
Okay. So
if
it's more
you-
focuses, right?
Yeah, you want to look at focuses
Okay.
for this. Values are something like when you really want a critical success.
Really.
Okay.
Okay.
Then you
cool.
spend one of your determination
Okay.
points for
That's
it.
totally fine. 15 and a 5.
Those are both successes.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
And then what does the ship add?
Let's see what the ship's got. Okay. 1 success. There's a 2 and a 17.
Okay. So that's 3 total successes. So you guys get a momentum. Because it was 2 difficulty.
Yay!
It would have been 3 difficulty, but you decided to launch a probe.
That's
helpful.
See?
Good job on
Just-
the probe.
Just here to help Skip.
Right?
It appears to be a very, very gravimetric wormhole. So there's lots of waves of gravity that are rolling off of it. As the probe approaches, it sends back this information right before it's just crushed.
Wow.
So you
Good
can
thing you
see
sent a probe.
Right?
the most likely reason why there's a lot of volcanic activity that started on this planet is probably due to the gravity of this wormhole.
Is it obvious? Is it detected? Like, with the information we got from the probe, can we tell like how is this thing around? Has this thing been around for a long time? Is this always here?
It looks like it hasn't been here that long, because the effects of the gravity that have affected the planet don't seem like they're that old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like it was more of a standard Class M planet that has more recently been affected by intense gravity. More recently in the geologic sense,
Right.
not in the, like, oh, it just appeared yesterday and volcanoes. No.
Yeah.
But
Ensign Jones, see if you can get any contact with whoever's sending that signal. Lieutenant Rourke, is there any way we can protect the ship against those gravimetric shears if we went in there?
Yeah, I think there's probably a way to. We've got the. There's got to be a way to modulate our shield frequency against the graviton waves. Yeah, I think we could do that.
Let's get on that. Let's see what you can do. What's our science officer's name?
Also,
Alright.
Captain, may I have a moment?
Yes, absolutely. What's on your mind?
You've not slept for quite some time, considering you've been under an exceptional amount of stress. I am concerned about your abilities with so little sleep and so much stress.
I'm fine, Counselor. Thank you for your concern. But I'm quite awake, actually, right now. But your concern is noted.
It's not concern, it is simply fact.
Right. Keep an eye on me, please.
That I can do.
And blink once in a while, please. just
Oh,
makes me feel
yes,
better.
I occasionally forget.
the science officer is a Lieutenant Trop. Tropp.
Lieutenant Trop.
Yeah.
And I lost my pen.
Uh-oh.
Would you like another one?
2 seconds. There it is.
Lieutenant Trop, why don't you help Lieutenant Rourke with those modulations?
Yes, sir.
Ensign Tress, why don't you see what you can do as well?
As you ask, Captain.
What's up, Captain? Just came to check in on you. You doing okay?
I appreciate that. I'm fine. A little tired. Counselor thinks I should get some sleep.
Oh, I have something that's better than sleep. These will help you stay up for the next 24 hours. You'll be great. Lots of clarity. Clear as a bell. I've been up for 3 days right now.
Just for fun.
Just saying.
Oh my god.
I sleep the other night.
Going to just quietly pop that pill.
Oh boy.
Gonna be a wild ride.
Visit the USS Met.
I know, right? Yeah.
You're lucky you sent Tris somewhere else.
I know, right? Yeah.
I'm back up there.
I think you're gonna do great. I think you're
It's
doing a
great. It's
great
great.
job.
It's gonna be great.
This is gonna be
Everything's
tough
fine.
right here. This little section, though.
Twitch.
That wormhole out there, not great. This planet out here, the signal, I don't trust any of it. But you know what?
How could a 200-year-old Starfleet signal be coming from out here?
Someone's maybe trying to replicate something. You never know who got out here either. I know you feel like the world I don't know. I don't know how much you know about the whole universe out here, but some things have happened. Some people have gotten, off the grid, so to speak. Not that I know a lot about it. Just, I've heard. People getting out, far out.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to leave you here.
Out.
Far out. Just be careful. I wouldn't send too many more probes out there or anything because I don't think stuff's coming back from out there.
Yeah.
But get any information you can. Let's assess the situation together, and maybe I can help you. I don't know.
Thanks, Doctor. And just be ready if there are somehow people down there. We're going to have to get down there somehow.
They're probably not even people anymore. Whatever's down there.
So you sent me down to help out. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
So, we can go with an insight engineering.
insight engineering.
Mm-hmm.
That works. 2d20. So 8 and 4 is 12. Let's see what we got.
All right.
Ooh, yeah.
Is that a
3 and a 7.
3 and a 7.
Nice.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
So there's 2 successes. Now, since you've gone to help, you can also make a roll.
Okay. I don't think I'm going to be much help, and I'm going to roll anyway. You said insight and engineering,
Insight
so
and
that's
engineering.
a 9 for me. So no.
Nope.
I am not any help, but I did
No.
come down.
But yes,
More moral support.
it was good to have you for moral support.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
This was complicated.
Yeah.
You didn't get in the way, and that's all I really care about.
Well, I'm making assessments of the crew while I'm down here as well.
And then...
Maybe don't do that.
Oh, you have plasma manifolds as a focus.
Yeah.
Maybe you use the plasma manifolds to reinforce the...
Yeah, I feel like our
That
characters
could
wouldn't have had
totally
much
work.
interaction before
No.
this either.
Yeah, and I'm a little wary.
Yeah,
I'm just wary. I'm wary of all of them.
yeah. Tris picks up on that, but just logs it away as information.
Yeah. Just
and
wary
then
of it, the whole situation.
if one of you guys wants to roll for the ship with structure and engineering to assist.
Structure 11, engineering 2, so 13. Come on, baby.
Oh, 1. It's critical.
Nice. And
And
a
a
4.
1 and 4.
So that's 3 more successes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Damn.
Yeah.
Go ship, go.
Boom, boom, boom.
Job, ship.
Good job, Arcan.
So you got 2, and then 3 more is 5 total.
Yeah. Momentum.
You'll note you only got 1 extra momentum because it was a difficulty 4 engineering check.
Oh. Okay. I see.
But you made it.
But we did it.
So the shields are now operating well within the harmonic range of this.
Goodness.
Yeah, we got the harmonics.
Gravity
It's a
wave.
good
Gonna
ship.
go bad if we didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good ship.
So you would be able to assume that you could approach the planet without worrying
Yeah,
at this point.
yeah. I mean, maybe stick to the far side of the planet
Yeah.
best we can. We don't want to.
Yeah,
don't
like
wanna
the
push it.
wormhole moving
Sounds
around,
good.
it's not moving around huge distances. it's moving around like within the space of the orbit between the Earth and the Moon.
Yeah.
All right.
So a couple 100,000 kilometers.
Yeah. I just recommend keep the planet between us and the thing as best we can.
Sounds good. Shields up, yellow alert. Helm, plot us a course around to the far side of the planet.
Yes, sir.
Nice work.
Sure. No problem, Skip.
Let's see what's out there.
As you get into orbit of the planet, the Lieutenant Trop. Can I have 2d20s?
Oh, sorry.
Just a little higher. Just a little higher.
Like,
I was just like, as far
Close
as I can
enough.
reach.
I'm captain now. I don't have to reach.
Right.
11 and a 9.
All right, pretty good. Lieutenant Trop says, "Sir, I've managed to filter the signal down, and it seems to be coming from a small craft that looks like it's crashed on the planet's surface. It's also crashed next to a pretty large debris field from some other something.
2 ships crashed?
It looks like,
Yeah.
but the other ship, the ship with the signal emanating from it, is fairly small."
Let's see how close we can get. And in order to bring the ship, as close as we can get to the crash site. And even if it puts a little stress on the ship, I still want to try and get close.
Sure. You can get fairly close to it.
Yeah.
Without being directly in the line of problems from this wormhole, so that's
Okay.
not a big problem.
Let's put it on screen.
The
Tris has probably picked up on the fact that you seem significantly more awake now.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like, let's get it on screen. Let's get it on screen. Why is it not on screen already? Come on.
I want to see it. That pill probably isn't affecting me at all. It's probably fine. It's not to bother me. Yeah. I don't even think it's doing anything. It hasn't kicked in. TV.
so on screen, now that you're closer, the resolution of the scan of this area has gotten better, so you can see. Hopefully you don't have eyesight good enough to read the words on there, but
I do not.
you can see a small craft that seems fairly intact and a debris field
Okay.
Got it.
nearby.
okay.
And the small craft, after a little bit more analysis, Lieutenant Trop says, "Sir, that appears to be an old shuttle pod."
Old shuttle pod.
From how long ago?
From some of the earliest days of Starfleet.
That's all right.
I mean, how could something even from that time even make it out here? Lieutenant Rourke, why don't you pull up the specs, see if we can figure out exactly what kind of ship we're dealing with.
So
Bob.
let's do
It's what, insight and...
well, I would say either insight or control and science.
Oh, actually, and I have cultural studies and a focus in small craft. So maybe I
Ooh.
know.
That's handy.
Maybe.
I can recognize it too.
Should we both roll?
Yeah. Who's the primary person?
So what did you say? Insight and what?
Insight and science or control and science?
Insight and science is an 11 for me.
Let's see. Control and science is a 11 for me. Insight and science is a 9.
Okay, all right. So either way, we're about the same. But,
But if your
but do you
focus
have-
is apply
yeah, I have-
better, then
okay.
you should probably be the primary person.
Okay. All right. So I roll first. 9 and 19. So 1 success.
Which counts as 2 with
Oh, yeah,
a
'cause
small
it's
craft
focus.
focus.
With the
Yeah.
small craft focus.
Very good.
And
And you can see if you can add a success.
Yep, so I'll use the control and science because I'm trying to pull like info from deep in the memory bank.
Nope.
I cannot.
No.
Our memory bank fails.
Can't do it.
Sorry, Captain. There's
Gave it all he's got.
Yeah.
nothing in the registry I can find on the ship.
That's all right. I think I recognize that class. It's from blah 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 blah.
The what you remember from it is it's almost like you're using knowledge like an old car collector.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Like
right.
it's very much like that's the kind of shuttle pod they used back in the old NX Warp 5 era
Yeah.
of ship. So like among the very first ships that were out any distance from Earth.
Warp 5. How long would it take a ship at Warp 5 to get here?
Months, maybe years.
Somebody got lost.
Years for
Or
sure.
they were up to something.
And one of those shuttle pods would never have made it that far.
Yeah.
So,
Scan for life signs.
The science officer is able to detect at least one humanoid life sign down there,
What?
That's impossible.
but it's very muddled. It seems like there's a lot of interference.
Yeah, that
Some-
thing ain't
something-
human anymore. What did I try to tell you? I don't think that thing's human down there anymore.
I don't.
Not all life forms that are of importance are human.
I wasn't trying to discredit anything that's not human, but that thing that's been out here that long,
I meant other types of life.
I'm sorry, I thought you didn't have like emotion or feeling or anything like that. Like you're
I am recognized by the Federation as a person.
Yeah,
and an
that
individual
happened.
now.
I know that whole case. I get it. I'm not saying I agree with everything that happened with that case.
Oh wow,
All right.
that's amazing!
We're
But-
off to a humdinger of a start.
Well,
We should probably move on. I think the more likely scenario is that.
yeah.
The more likely scenario is that there is some sensor interference happening here.
Oh, that sounds more like it.
Yeah.
Because that thing's not human.
Skip.
Yeah.
Do we want to try to analyze, see what we can find out about the debris field?
Yeah. Let's see what you can figure out on
See
that.
if we can run some sensor scans.
Doctor, why don't you take a look at those life sign readings and see?
Oh, yeah, I'm on it.
Oh, for sure. So you can do insight and medicine,
Already taking a look. All right, great.
Share a look with the counselor that says, I
and then at
believe
the
you're a
same
person."
time, if you want to do
And the
Insight
look
and
back
medicine is
is like,
14.
probably insight
Not a
engineering.
thing.
Yeah,
Inside
right, yeah.
engineering, so 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stupid racist Tellarites.
I just know that I'm smarter than everyone.
Not, but an old. Kind
Oh, Tellarites.
Yeah, it's like the worst. That's what happens.
Yeah.
You just stick around long enough. Gosh.
Even young
hate everyone.
progressive Tellarites.
Suddenly, computers are people.
Yes.
Straight up.
Yeah, gonna need that.
Ooh, no.
So, nope, not a person. I definitely, mine was a 14 and I got a 13 and a 2.
Oh yeah,
So-
absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, I know what that thing is. I told you so.
As far as you can tell, it is a human. From the readings you're getting, it
Yeah.
seems like the base life signs are human. The interference seems to be coming from the environment around it. So it's very hard to pinpoint exactly that kind of thing, but because it's almost like if you're using an infrared camera, you're looking at something in front of, like if you're looking at a person in front of a wall that's almost the same temperature,
Right.
it's very difficult
hard
to figure
to
out
see.
where they are exactly, but
Got
you
it.
can kind of tell, oh, something's moving around down there, yeah.
Like in
So I
sneakers.
guess it's a
Yeah.
person. I don't know how the hell there's a person out here, but it's
Filmed here in Pasadena.
Oh, really?
And they're alive?
Yeah,
All right.
This is getting more and more curious.
I'm rolling.
Perhaps
insight,
there were more of them, and this is some sort of progeny.
Insight and engineering, right? We said insight and
Yeah.
engineering.
A survivor for 200 years seems highly unlikely.
Nope. Fails on that one.
hey.
On both?
Rough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I needed a 12 and I got a 13 and a 16.
The most you can tell is that the metallic components of the debris field are not of the same composition as the shuttle,
As the shuttle pod.
which therefore would probably not be the same composition as that era of
Right.
Starfleet ship.
Okay.
But it perhaps could be the lone survivor. The shuttle does hold more than one individual.
Could be.
the last in the lineage seems most likely.
Yeah. I'm not going to leave a humanoid down there on their own on this planet.
And it does appear to be the only advanced form of life on the planet.
Okay.
Is this one reading?
It's just just one. We're just getting one reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like there's villages in the
Yeah.
distance or
Yeah.
something.
Rourke, what's the state of the transporters?
I mean, they're good. I mean, everything is working well. I'm concerned that we're not able to get. I can try, but we can barely get a life sign. Getting a transporter lock is going to be pretty tough.
So, probably shuttle.
That's what I'm thinking.
Right.
Well, you could use the transporter to beam down to the planet,
Oh, yeah?
but grabbing this humanoid off the planet from here is going to be super hard.
Yeah. I think I want a shuttle ride.
That's all you, man.
Let's do it. I mean, we got an old shuttle pod. Let's do it old school.
Right? Yeah, yeah. Lieutenant Rourke, you're with me, Doctor.
Yeah. What do you need?
We're going down to the planet,
Oh, okay.
just in case there's a medical issue. And
Yeah. That thing's probably going to need all the help it can get.
Ensign Trist, why don't you come along?
As you wish.
Thought you didn't have emotions.
I don't. I just know the general colloquialisms of the time.
I have familiarized
not up
myself
on-
with 20th century Earth film.
Yes. Let's say not up on the old classics. All right.
Dumbass on
Who are you leaving in command?
who am I leaving in command?
Did you promote
Oh wait,
somebody?
we had a science or security. Who's the security guy? Lieutenant Fletcher.
Yeah.
Let's leave
So
Fletcher.
you've got Fletcher and Trop are
Yeah.
of equal rank.
Okay. You know what? Actually, well, I need Trop on science. So yeah, Fletcher.
Okay.
Fletcher's in command. I was a security guy. I'm partial to security people.
And that's fine. We'll just add one more rumor to the rumor mill.
Alright, yeah. Damn it.
Like, Trop's been in the service for 3 months longer than Fletcher.
We are
Fletcher got
allowed
the bridge
to
first.
mutiny,
Ooh,
right?
right.
Yeah. But did go to visit the Ultra Captain.
That's
One
what
way to
did
get
it.
ahead.
That's the angle I'm not
Giggity.
taking with the story. Is you go down to the planet, and Lieutenant Fletcher's actual name was Lieutenant Fletcher John Silver. And now your ship has been taken over.
Exactly.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So, Lieutenant Fletcher Noonian Singh. All right, yeah. So we're gonna get in a shuttle. We should
right.
take some red shirts. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Ensign Jones should come along because she's
The communication
Yeah.
specialist.
Yeah.
All right.
Because she's gonna help us
You're
find
just
us.
loading up on fodder.
She seems excited to be there.
Basically, right?
I'm just jazzed about being on the
Jones.
show.
What's my last name?
Is there air? You don't know.
Yes. And let's take Ensign Devers. I'm taking humans in case they die.
Man, he's like, I'll be the last human on this ship.
Right? Yeah.
I'm going to run through them.
So much counseling's going to happen. The ship is just
What
constant.
department is Ensign Devers from?
Security.
Security. Very good.
Oh.
Nah.
Okay. Now, if you want them on the mission to do something, you'll have to do the supporting character thing with them.
Okay.
Because I don't have them all statted out.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, I'm
fine.
not gonna-
Yeah.
If you want them to do something beyond, hey, watch out over there, or stay with the shuttle, or
Yeah. I'm basically allowing for some red shirts
deaths?
for you. Yeah, some deaths. Just
That's
in
fine.
case you want them, or Maybe they'll be
Should you demand life
yes, yeah.
for your eventual god?
The new Horta Hungers.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
So you board a shuttlecraft of your choosing from the list.
Oh, we're taking the Rousseau.
Very good.
So,
Since the Next Generation Enterprise ran through the list of every prominent scientist, I was like, I'm going to do philosophers.
Nice.
The Locke, the Rousseau, the Montesquieu, and the Voltaire. I love it.
I like it too.
So, you board the ship. Who is piloting?
Me.
oh, you.
Oh,
I
yeah,
was
you're
going to
good at
say,
piloting
I'm
too,
good at
aren't you?
piloting, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have wait, is it piloting is control? Oh, you might do better at that.
It's
one.
con, right?
Con.
Con
Control
is the
plus con?
discipline, yeah.
Control.
Control and con,
Yeah.
or daring and con, if you're going
Either
to
of
do
those are
something.
14 for me. So.
Oh, okay, you are bad.
Those are
So
actually
yeah.
that's actually a 15 for me.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh, what?
Snap, snap.
Well,
Positronic
Android.
brain.
Yes. Yeah.
How?
Man, I'm it.
But I feel like it's more appropriate for you to pilot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's engineer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, when our counselor takes the helm, the ship is not going to crash.
Oh, damn.
Oh.
There's some shady.
I know.
Fight. No, that's
Sorry,
but
dude.
it's
I need this. Sorry, Deanna.
but seriously.
But seriously.
But seriously. But
I
for
love
real.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever you and your
But
dumb
she's amazing.
feelings.
Right.
I'm feeling.
All right,
I'm
so
feeling a
I am not the
concussion.
pilot. Awesome.
So
Cool.
I'm a fly in this little ship.
Very good.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you
the
have
good
a,
news
do you
is
have a
if you
focus
can't-
that applies?
Focus.
Oh yeah, because I have my small craft.
Nothing that really works here because I've got survival is probably the closest.
Yeah,
But
not yet.
No.
The worst case, you got back.
Yeah. Can
Got
I
back.
assist? Can I co-pilot?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I wouldn't even make you roll if it wasn't for the fact that you're piloting through like weird gravimetric,
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, come on. So this is a 14, 11. That's one success and a 16.
okay, so one success so
One
far.
success so far.
Okay. And so I've got. So I got
And your
12.
successes count as 2.
Yeah. No. Damn it.
None.
Oof.
Ah.
Not good.
All
Told
right.
you you needed some sleep.
failing me.
No, take
Too
some
checked
pills.
I'm
You're like,
gonna
I can
help you
fight
It's gonna be fine.
Oh, wow.
Oh my
Why are you
god.
looking at me?
I wasn't looking at you.
I didn't do anything. I'm just here for this ride.
Doctor the dealer.
That can feel good. He's the one to make it feel all right.
So, with one success, you didn't quite make the difficulty for this piloting check to land.
Would you like me to?
But you can succeed at a cost.
Okay.
So, if you choose to do that, we can do that, but there will be some kind of a, like it's going to be a rough landing. And either someone might get hurt a little bit,
talking
or
about this?
something might go wrong with the ship.
And if I don't do that,
Then you just have to veer off and you don't get to land.
let's do it. Yeah, we'll do it with the cost.
All right. So it is the stereotypical, like things are going fine, and then all of a sudden, like, oh,
Gravimetric wave.
yeah, and then the ship starts doing the power slide through the atmosphere as you're kind of coming in.
Sorry, everybody.
The ensigns in the back are both like, It wouldn't be
Hold on, kids.
seemly for the senior officers.
No,
to
no,
be
we're all
stomach
good. We're
sick, but in the back they're getting a little shook up.
I love how it becomes senior officer material when I'm super an ensign.
Ship's counselor.
But I'm definitely not
You
going to
haven't-
barf.
You are a department unto yourself.
I guess so.
It's a big deal.
So as you're coming into land, you don't get as close as you'd hope to land, and where you're coming in, it's not an active lava flow, but it looks like there has been. So if you've ever been to Hawaii and you see those big, sharp lava rock outcroppings, that's kind of where you end up having to land.
Ouch. That's not good for that.
So the as you land, things are real bumpy, and there's a hard impact.
Ugh.
And yeah, I should just keep one die back here
Yeah,
for
yeah.
myself.
Here, you can have mine.
They need to be punished.
yeah,
Yep.
those are banished.
Punished.
You've been doing so
Punished.
badly, you're now GM dice. And one of you is going to take a minor injury.
Oh. Wah, wah.
Who shall it be?
I'll take it. It's my
All
piloting.
right. So, as you're skidding across these sharp rocks, the ship is bouncing back and forth, and you get the console explode problem.
Yeah.
The first problem of all Starfleet engineering.
Right.
Kaboom.
Yeah.
Councils. I mean, really?
Why did they put pyrotechnics right?
I don't
underneath
understand.
Drama.
They look
So
so cool,
your
that's
hands
why.
are burnt.
My hands are burnt.
Oh.
So you're going to be at an increased difficulty if you
For,
have to do something
like, repair this ship so that we can get out of here.
or do anything basically with
Alright.
your hands.
Rory, you all right?
I'm all right. I'm all right. My hands are burned a bit, but I'll be all right.
I got some stuff for that.
I'm good.
No, like, let me take a look.
Like, actual medicine.
I'm not sure what you're referring to, Lieutenant.
I'm just making sure. I don't need to be hopped up on
I've
pills
been doing this a
here.
long. Excuse me?
I'm just saying.
The accusations that are going on right now.
The levels of distress that are going on right now are very counterproductive to the situation.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying we all
yeah,
know.
yeah. Now,
We've all heard.
excuse me, you've heard what exactly?
Lord, let the doctor treat you.
All right.
I'm here for a reason, right?
All right.
All right, fine.
Love that. I'm here for
And I'm like, I'm going to handle it very rough.
It's fine.
It's not going to be great.
It's fine.
All right. So
Nobody trusts the doctor.
Oh, no.
She's
so
the crazy old
amazing.
pill lady. I got some Werther's in my bag. Just suck on it and get over it.
Oh, my God. I'm sorry. What did you say?
Do not have Werther's.
Yes!
I have been a grandma my entire life. I've been waiting for this moment.
It's beautiful.
Yes,
You
I
want
always
some
yes, I
medicine?
have a Werther's in my bag. It's got a little something on it for the show.
I'm good.
All right.
Wow.
Everything else is great, though. You're
Yeah.
fine. It's real
a
life.
spray full of Werther's. So much butterscotch and sugar.
They're delicious.
Suddenly I want to watch Murder, She Wrote.
Oh my god.
And write letters to my representatives.
That's all I'm doing. They're not people, I tell you.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
All right.
Get off my lawn.
Okay. So you're going to need to do control and medicine
Okay,
to
great.
treat his
Great.
wounds.
Control is 11 and medicine is 5, so 16. You're
And if
probably
you have
gonna
any
be fine.
focuses that apply,
Yeah, 1 and a 4. I told you you'd be 5.
Emergency
any-
medicine.
Oh, emergency
Emergency
medicine.
yeah,
You're
you
good.
wrecked it. So that's
4 successes.
well, and the one is a critical success, so that counts as 2 already.
Right.
So since a focus applies, that's now doubled, and then the other one.
So 5.
So you've got
Oh.
you just got a pile of healing. Yeah,
See, what did I tell you? I've been around a long time. Sometimes
All right.
you gotta trust the doctor.
it's
I don't
It's
really do well with trusting
less-
anyone, so. But
I get
thanks.
it. I don't really either. I understand, but
Thanks,
I'm here to
Doc.
help.
All right.
so it's literally 60 seconds or less of just waving a magical laser device,
Yep.
and you're totally good.
All right.
The Werther's is for on the way out.
That's the
Make the
bedside
ride home even
That's
better.
for
I'm just
later.
letting you know. It'll make it at just the right
I'll just slip
time.
that in my pocket. I'm good.
You might want to save that Werther's for when you know you don't have to drive for an hour.
Werther's for when you really need to relax. This is why they don't let me write ad campaigns.
Right? Oh, but now I really want Werther's edibles.
They should make those. They probably do.
Yeah.
Somebody has.
Somebody makes
Someone you
Let
can
me know
go,
about it.
them, right? Yeah.
go to MedMen or something, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, it's out there.
Yeah.
So, you guys have a little bit of a trudge ahead of you. It's probably about a kilometer walk from the shuttle to the crash site. The terrain is rough, but it's not so bad that you're going to have an issue.
Yeah.
As soon as you get out of the ship, though, you do notice that the atmosphere is polluted. Is not really the right word, but that's what I want to tell you. It's bad enough that you wouldn't want to be out here for an extended period.
Yeah.
Except
You're an android.
Android's just chugging along.
Yeah.
Carrying
Everything's
all
great.
three of you.
Brisk and refreshing. Werger, we going to be able to take off again?
I'm gonna have to work on it to get us ready. Do you want me to stay behind?
I hesitate to split up, but might need you to.
All right.
Just in case. I don't really want to send another ship down here,
Got it.
especially since we're short on personnel as it is.
Got it.
Let's leave.
Yeah, leave me Devers or something.
Yeah, let's leave Devers with you.
All right, skip.
Jones can guide us to the site.
Got it.
Yeah.
And Jones is already out with the tricorder, and has given you a bearing. And
Your hands all right?
My hands are okay. Doc picked me up okay.
All right.
I'm like, and what?
This time.
Yeah, this time. Yeah, sometimes pills though.
Should I roll on the ship now, or should we wait till later?
give it a minute.
All right.
Because the damage to the ship wasn't severe
Got it.
by any stretch.
Oh, okay.
That was
I mean,
actually,
if it's-
that's one of the things I made a
sorry.
roll,
Oh, okay.
was to find out whether the ship got hurt or one of you got hurt.
Oh, okay. Oh,
So,
well,
okay.
if it's not
So-
that bad, then. Like,
well, yeah, it still might take a little work,
Yeah.
but it's not something you're going to really have to make a challenge of.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we'll stay with the ship.
Okay.
Just keep us on comms.
And it's not like you're going to be that far away.
Yeah.
1,000 meters really isn't that terrible.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And unlike D&D, when you split up the party in Star Trek, fun things happen. That's how you get a B story.
I remember back when they first announced Star Trek Online, Penny Arcade did a comic about it, and it was like, it showed these Starfleet crewmen walk up to some person in like a big like high priest looking robes, and he's like, "You must venture through the Firelands to acquire the last egg of the ancient dragon," or something. and then like the guy's halfway through this long spiel about what they have to go do, and then it shows like the beam in twinkle around one of the guys. He goes, "You mean this thing?"
Right?
Pretty easy.
Brilliant.
Already got it.
Yeah.
And the guy's
I
like,
think got one.
Just really like flip open the communicator. Beam that thing over here. Oh, now here it is.
Yeah.
There we go. Didn't even have to go.
"We just made one."
Yeah, sure. Oh, so yeah.
Both the Firelands.
Worked out.
So, you guys start the trudge across. Like I said, the terrain's rough, but not impassably rough. You're not like on the side of a mountain or anything. It's just
Walking.
ugly ground.
Yeah.
You do notice, let's see, there is some animal life. They look kind of like squirrels a little bit, but they have one big red eye instead of binocular vision.
Oh, yeah.
You.
And they seem to kind of run around and hide from you. It looks like a lot of the trees here have recently died. Like, have you ever seen that lake up near Mammoth, where like there's the big volcanic not explosion, but expelling of carbon dioxide,
Oh, yeah.
and it poisoned the trees all in this one area. So there's just all these bleached dead trees in one
Oh, wow.
area,
Yeah.
kind of a thing. That's kind of what it looks like. As you're hiking along, you get within visual range of the shuttle pod, and on the side of it, it says the NX Atlantis,
Atlantis.
What?
Jesus.
NX.
which you'd be familiar enough to know that like the first series of the Warp 5 ships, like Enterprise in Star Trek Enterprise, were NX class
Yeah.
ships.
Wow.
Curious.
I've only seen one of these in a museum. Wow.
Yeah. It's hundreds of years old. Does it look old?
It certainly doesn't look ancient.
Around it how is the terrain around it? Does it look like there's any kind of like burial sites or something that maybe this was somebody who was like progeny of
It
whatever
doesn't look like
crashed?
there's any kind of nobody's built any shelter or anything around it. It does look like vegetation-wise, sort of around the shuttle pod itself, and then beyond in the field where you see some more of that metallic debris from the other crash, there's this weird sort of blue moss kind of stuff that's kind of grown on everything.
Nothing that looks like funerary at all.
No, nothing that you can see like that. And the shuttle pod is sealed up. Like the doors are shut. It's not open.
Depending on who or what is inside, there may be quite a lot of distress from them. We should approach with caution.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be crazy.
It's my understanding that people do not like this word.
Oh, what, crazy?
Yes.
Yeah, probably not. I'm sorry, was that... Oh, we're good. Yeah, I think it's probably crazy. Whatever it is, so let's get it. I guess we gotta find it.
All right, everyone, be ready. I'm not gonna draw my phaser, but I've got my hand on it,
Okay.
and I'm going to knock on the door.
Oh, I'm gonna hold mine just in case.
Dr. Blastum.
She crazy.
Yeah. Jeez.
Wow.
What? No.
Accurate.
That's the only one that's going to survive this Starfleet horror movie.
I know, right? Yeah.
I am ready. I've seen a lot of things. Just saying. If you stick around as long as I have, you gotta be ready. And that thing in there is probably crazy.
So you kind of bang on the hatch of the shuttle pod, and you hear the sort of hollow metallic ring of it, but nothing happens.
Perhaps you should talk to it, Captain.
If it has language.
Hello. My name is Captain Malata of the Starship Barbican. We're Starfleet officers. We're here to see if we can help you.
They may not understand, but a friendly tone seems the best way to go.
Friendly town.
That didn't seem like a really abrasive way to say hello.
I'm just one of those like cut and dried like, hey, here's the thing, do the thing, and I brought an emotionless counselor and a cranky ass doctor.
I don't think that thing knows what you're saying, but let's try again.
I have the universal translator on. Yeah. Can I use persuasion maybe? I have a persuasion focus. Can I maybe use?
You have to be able to target persuasion
Okay,
a little bit. I mean,
because I don't know if they're actually even in there.
right.
Okay.
Are we able to at least listen for sounds from inside?
You don't hear anything.
Is there any way
And
to
it's
scan
seen-
it still?
You
Like
got
that
it.
we...
Does anyone have a tricorder?
Oh yeah, tricorder.
I do.
Yeah, we all have tricorders.
Yes.
If only we had some magical device that can detect life signs and.
Oh, let's pull that out.
So
Who's got that?
who's gonna do some scanning?
Sure, why not?
What do
Only
we...
one of you two.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you need for
What are you scanning for? That's the first question.
Life.
it? Life.
Ah.
And just
Okay.
making sure we got the right
So that
spot.
would be probably an insight medicine.
Okay. I got a 14.
Yours is a bit higher than mine is. I've got
Okay.
a 12.
These were the ones. I say that now, and I shouldn't have said anything. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm
These
sorry.
are not the ones.
Sorry, guys. That one's not good, but that one's all right.
Yeah.
What's
Okay. Do you have a focus that might help?
I could have picked one. I could just make one up right now.
Oh, that's right.
Because I didn't write those last two in. I don't think so. I have genetics. I don't know if that helps with this scan.
Probably not.
Okay.
Because
And I
it's a
also
more
have-
detailed kind of.
Right, and infectious diseases. Just making sure there's nothing crazy in there. Ah.
You're like, oh, someone put this biohazard symbol on the patch.
Aha! That's bad.
No. You, much like from orbit, you are able to detect that there is some kind of a,
There's something in there.
not necessarily inside, just in the
Nearby.
area, but you can't narrow down a direction or a range.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't know where this thing is.
May I make
It seems like this blue moss stuff is putting out a lot of that interference.
Oh, okay, so it may not matter.
So if you're specifically looking for life signs with your tricorder, it's going to be a real hard roll.
Got it.
All right, let's. Ensign, can you help me get this open? Just try and force the door open.
Sure.
I don't
know
see
if
why
it's gonna
not.
Be like heavy or.
It's actually got like a wheel, I think, right? Like
Yeah.
one of those.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 It's not even real hard.
Oh, really? Oh.
Like you get into it, you get ready to throw your weight into it, and it just kind of goes. You're like, oh,
All right.
cool.
Note to self: try simpler explanations first.
It certainly doesn't seem to operate like something like a hatch that's been exposed to elements for 200 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing isn't really old.
It doesn't seem in bad shape at all.
It may be old, but in good use.
Yeah. Or I could have just gotten here. Yeah. Simple explanations first.
Occam's razor.
Horses, not
Yes.
zebras.
Horses, not zebras. Yeah. All right, so I'll just push my way in.
Okay.
Hello?
Doesn't seem to be any response, but inside you see kind of like emergency ration packs that have been consumed, and just sort of the detritus of someone that's been in there. And when you get to the back, are you going all the way inside?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you
Just
get
go
to the
all way
back,
in.
you do find a corpse in a Starfleet uniform that doesn't look super old. It's not just a skeleton, but certainly not fresh,
Yeah.
but not totally
Not too
hundreds of
concrete.
years old.
Yeah. But it's a 200-year-old uniform.
With the zippers and everything.
Would like to look specifically for anything that might be written. Looking for logs, journals, anything of
Yeah, it's the
a written
computer.
nature.
You can for sure do that.
Or even written a la
Yeah,
typed
it's
into a
Yeah,
computer.
it's a computer active.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The shuttle pod is actually in like a super low power mode to kind of conserve energy for the emergency beacon. But you can do a little bit of work on it to reestablish power to the computer if you'd like to try.
Yes, please.
So, would be like an engineering control?
Okay.
Damn it. Shouldn't have left Rorg.
And
Rourke's making sure you can get home.
Yeah, we gotta go home.
Okay.
I know, right?
At some point.
Fixing that
I'm
ship.
trying to think if I have anything that helps me, but not really.
Why are we rolling so
critical.
high?
I rolled a 17 and a 20.
All right.
Under other circumstances, 20 would have been great. Very bad dice.
Why can't I get rolls like this when I'm playing D&D?
Right?
Because you want them.
Yeah.
Yep.
So sorry.
The universe knows.
Yeah.
Right, it does.
Yeah.
It really does. It's so funny.
that's bad.
So, as you start to try and power up the computer system, the low power mode the power cells are really depleted. So when you try and transfer power around in the ship systems, it just dies.
I am very sorry, Captain. This is such an old system. It seems new, but it is quite old and seems to be out of battery power.
That's all right. We'll get Rorg over here, and we'll try and get the data cores out. Doctor.
You check this body.
Yeah.
Yeah. This does not look like it's 200 years old. Just letting you know. The uniform, everything, trappings seem right. This looks like a setup. I don't trust anything about this place right now.
Doctor, you don't trust anything.
They don't give me a lot of reasons to trust, okay? Anyway, you stay around as long as I have. You figure it out. Okay, fine.
Nobody
All
can
right.
be trusted. Got it.
Nah, not really.
Quietly, Triss is going to say, Captain, I have encouraged her to come and have sessions with me, but she has thus far refused.
I'm sorry, what did you say about me?
Don't worry about it, Doctor. If you can just...
So I needed to roll something to check this body or to find out more about
sure.
it.
Yeah, you've got to try.
I want to know.
I might need to make an
So,
order.
insight medicine, probably?
Yeah, and figure out what it exactly
I do think
is.
it's something to take into
That's
consideration.
14.
Or maybe reason medicine?
Sure, that's even better. That's 15.
Okay.
All right. Stop. 1 success. 9 and then an 18.
Okay. So you can tell that the body looks like it died somewhere in the last 5 to 10 years. So it's gotten to the point where it's not like a nasty, smelly horror, but it's definitely not all the way to 200 years
Yeah, this
decay.
His body's only maybe 5 to 10 years old, like dead. I mean, not old, whatever. Anyway.
Right.
It's not 200 years out. Somebody set this thing here or sent it here for a reason or was trying to get rid of somebody. Something. Really.
Is it possible that somebody could have spent hundreds of years, 200 years, traveling here and just died in the last 5?
Nah.
What was-
Probably not. I don't know. Ask.
Doesn't seem logical unless, again, perhaps there's some sort of progeny and they were able to continue. However, there are recent food packets. They would need to have some sort of food source in the interim. Surely they cannot survive for 200 years off of whatever supplies remained on this.
Right, you couldn't even fit 200 years worth of food in this place, in this pod, no matter how dehydrated.
Captain?
Yes, Ensign, what's
Oh no!
You all went in the pod and left the ensign outside alone!
Oh, yes!
Oh yes!
That's how it
Gold
works.
shirts.
Yeah.
Too bad for you.
Sorry, Joan.
Maybe you should have had a more dynamic last name.
Wow.
Don't worry, it won't save Deepers either.
It's true.
Right,
I saved Deavers by being like, let's stay here and work on the ship, Deavers.
right, yeah.
Like, Devers is you, good man. You stay with me. We'll be fine. Nobody kills the engineer.
Exactly. You have a last name.
Do I?
Do I?
Wow.
So-
Rush back to the door. Yeah.
And outside, you see Ensign Jones has fallen to the ground, and there is a crude-looking arrow, like through the torso. Not
no.
necessarily like murdered dead, but
Yeah.
It's not good.
certainly it's
I'm not dead yet.
Yeah.
Like Ensign, you can see that she's on the ground and she's still moving a little bit,
Yeah.
but clearly in shock and clearly like has a
All right.
Boromir style tree trunk arrow.
Okay.
Oh, God. Oh.
Yeah.
Ow!
That
Well-
big?
You're the
That's
doctor.
pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not just size wise, but the it doesn't look like a fancy arrow. It's
Yeah.
not a well milled and crafted thing. It's
Something that was made here.
Yeah.
crude and yeah.
Yeah. Stop
Yeah,
the
yeah.
three of us from like going out into the open, and then look around and try to
Assess.
figure out where it's coming from.
Well, there is some sort of intelligence if they're able to use ranged weapons.
It's true. Yeah.
So an insight security might help you
Okay.
out.
I'm gonna use these dice. See if they're better. Insight and security is 15. And survival?
I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
5 and a 17. So the 5 would be 2 successes with
Yes.
the survival focus.
So you can see, sort of on the border of where the other debris field is, there's some rocks.
Mm-hmm.
And you can figure from the direction that the arrow seems to be sticking out of the ensign that
Yeah.
somebody might have to be over that way.
Oh, okay. Right.
So you have a general direction.
Yeah, so I'll point that out to you too. Can we see anybody over there?
You probably see some movement, but you can't tell who or what it is.
Right.
Like between rocks, you see a flash of something move, but it's not a good
Yeah.
view.
Right.
They are likely highly frightened. We should see to our downed crew member and continue to try and make contact.
Yeah, agreed. Let's phasers out. Triss, help me drag her back in here, and Doctor, stay in here undercover.
Sure.
Understood.
So I figure you're strong.
Sure, yeah, okay, fine. Feel that way about it.
I mean, maybe I'm being
Hey,
racist
generally
about
immune
androids.
to arrows.
Pretty much,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Arrow's not going to do much damage.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay.
Yeah. So I've got to, phase her out, and I'm watching the ridge, but kind of trying to cover as I help Trist over to get Ensign Jones.
Yeah, so
My
definitely
phaser's
wanna
been out. I'll
drag
just hang out by the door.
Ensign Jones back inside somewhere undercover. So
Okay. So you get out there, and you get to Jones, who is still alive. You can see that she's breathing, but she's unconscious.
okay,
Probably a shock thing.
Yeah.
yeah, gonna bring her back
Hydrostatic impact,
inside
whatever it is.
to the doctor.
So you start dragging her back. From the doorway, you see a real hairy figure kind of pop up from behind a rock and start taking aim with a...
Pew! Pew,
Alright.
pew.
It's the Bigfoot from Tales from the Loop.
He followed you here.
Yeah.
So you can make a
Ready for Yeti.
control security
Okay.
with your hand phaser specialty. Or focus. I mean.
Yes. Damn it, I should have put more into control. I'm not the best shot. Okay, so that's a 13. That's what I need. Oh, 10 to 5. So, and hand phasers focus, so that's 4 successes, right?
That is 4 successes.
Bam!
An average shot takes 2 successes. This guy had a
Okay.
little cover, so you needed 3.
Okay.
All right.
But 4 is plenty.
Nice.
So you get to roll your damage.
Okay. And does that get us some momentum?
Oh, yeah.
So there's one over.
Huzzah!
That's
Okay, so...
Momentum can also be spent to add +1 damage for each momentum.
Oh, okay. No.
The one thing I totally forgot
Yeah.
to mention, on your character sheets I put down the damage of your phaser,
Uh-huh.
but I forgot to add in your security rating.
Oh.
So you add your security rating and your phaser damage together to get how many dice you roll for
Okay,
damage with
that's
your phaser.
way better. Now
Yeah.
I'm rolling 8 instead of 3.
Whoa.
Oh.
After I typed them.
1, 2, 3, 4, and then I got 2 of the deltas.
Okay, so that's 6 damage altogether, because each delta counts as a damage.
Okay.
And with those, you can activate a special effect of the phaser if you wanted
Okay.
to. I don't know if now is the right time to do that, because this
Yeah.
kinds of special effects are like piercing damage, so it ignores their armor rating,
Yeah.
or I don't recall all of them.
Yeah. I think you put them on here, didn't you? Or maybe not. You have penetration, which ignores 2 resistance and reroll damage. So, or wait, oh no, that's momentum spins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But area effect is one I know.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So I don't know if there's any that really want to apply right this second.
Okay.
And that's okay, but they still count as a damage point.
Okay.
Now, I'm going with the assumption that you didn't have your phaser on kill, because that's a very un-Starfleet thing to do.
Yes, that is correct.
Unless the situation calls for it.
Yeah.
But anytime someone takes more than 5 damage in one attack, they automatically suffer an injury. In this case, it would stun the person.
Okay.
So you fire your lance of energy across to where this person is behind a rock, and you hear a whoop, and they sort of fall over backwards.
Doctor, see what you can do for Anson Jones.
On it.
Tris, why don't you come with me? I want to check out whoever that was that attacked us.
Absolutely, I would not want you to go alone. It's dangerous to go alone. Take Trist with you.
Trist
Sorry
speaks
to be
of,
Have
terrible.
fun out
speaks of
there.
herself in the third person today.
I'm sorry, I had to do the joke because I had already started to go down that way, and my brain just said, "Keep going."
I just thought you were android explaining to me.
Yeah, well, that's also could have happened. That's what androids do.
Right. Yeah. So good at it. All right, so we'll head out over the debris field to go check out the.
So as you get over closer to the debris field, you can both make an insight engineering
Oh, can
roll.
we?
You can try anything.
Try. Would this be?
Oh, actually, I had a 15 and a 3, so that's one success for me.
I got one success. I got a 10.
Okay.
11. You said insight engineering?
Yeah.
Yeah. And if it's a small craft, that would count as 2 successes. Look pretty big though.
I don't know if it would count as a small craft.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But either way, you both get roughly the same amount of information from looking at it. It appears to be the same kind of metallic composition that you've seen in Romulan vessels. But you can't tell much more beyond that. It doesn't look quite the same, but it's that same sort of green.
Yeah.
They favor that paint job.
Yeah, they do. They really do.
So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
whether it's paint or the metal itself, who knows, but
Right.
that's their jam. But you get over beyond the rock, and you find what is clearly a human laid out, scraggly hobo beard and hair and matted twigs and sticks stuck in it and tore up clothes, just looking rough. Like rougher than a day after taking doctor's pills.
I look great. I don't know what you're talking about.
Because you're there to balance it out.
Yeah, so we'll take him back to the shuttle
Oh,
pod.
and
I see.
he's got this crude looking bow that looks like it's made out of some of the tree branches from these dead trees and
Yeah.
strung with some kind of guts as a bowstring.
We should remove their weapon, but also take it with us. We don't want to offend.
Yeah, agreed.
They're probably scared and do not understand.
Yeah, I think we're dealing with somebody who's traumatized by too much time alone. I mean, that's your department, but
I think that's a fair assessment.
thanks.
You would have made a great counselor.
Thank you. Melada Gerorg,
Yeah.
how is the repair coming?
How is the repair coming? It's coming great.
Great.
We're coming along real well over here, Skip.
It's,
How are you guys doing over there?
You're just buffing the paint.
right,
Yep.
yeah.
Just
It's
polishing,
beautiful.
the console, nice and shiny.
I replaced all those fireworks.
Exactly. I don't know why they have to be there, but regulations are regulations.
Do what I'm told.
Are you guys doing okay over there, Skip?
Jones is hurt, and whoever this was that is here attacked us. But we've knocked him out and taken him back to the shuttle pod. We're gonna see what happens when he wakes up. But I'd like you and Devers to come join us as soon as if the ship's ready to fly.
Yeah. Ship's ready to fly. Yeah, we'll fly right over to your location.
Great, thanks. Just in case there are other dangers out here, I don't want us all separated.
Got it. On the way. Work out.
I think Skip is like a really old nickname.
Yeah.
Maybe you gave me the nickname.
Like long
Skip
before you were
Orca.
a captain.
Yeah, yeah.
It
I
is
dig it.
delightful.
right? Yeah.
Sure.
You're attempting to save Ensign Jones.
Yeah, I want to see what's going on.
Very good.
Yeah.
Also-
Is that all right?
That's
Yeah.
totally awesome.
Can I doctor? Can I be a
I could
doctor?
be in our special
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we were
And emergency
like,
medicine's coming in
junior
handy. I think a
flying
lot of
mothers
good
are
focus,
always-
right?
you were always the
There's a
captain.
lot of
So what else should I do
crosstalk.
with it?
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
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 Probably control and
It's okay.
medicine, because this is a delicate kind of a situation.
So
to-
control and medicine, yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. That's 16. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah,
Plus,
you're
that's
gonna
my
wreck it.
emergency medicine focus. Okay. 3 and 14, yeah. Those
So
are
that's
success.
4
4
successes.
successes.
That's good, because it's not easy to deal with a massive arrow wound to the chest.
Especially with that type of crude arrow. That's,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's super gross out there. There's that weird blue moss on everything. Nobody wants any of that.
I really should have chosen something else.
But you managed to get the arrow out, and you managed to seal up the bleeding and kind of get her stabilized. She is still unconscious, but
For the best.
stabilized.
Okay.
So you're pretty good.
Oh, I just imagine you trying to haul it out the wrong way instead of like breaking off the other end. And you're just like doing more damage hauling it back out. Ugh.
Fine.
There's just some chunk of something on the end of the arrow. Like,
Oh.
She's not going to
she
need
doesn't
that.
need this.
We can make another one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just a spleen.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that's a part of a human. Eh. That's like the beginning of Star Trek 6 with Dr. McCoy and the Klingon Chancellor, and how they had to redo that whole scene CGI-wise, because when they did it the first time, it was all red blood, and the movie would have gotten an R rating for all of that.
Yeah.
So then they're like, yeah, we're going to refilm this with Pepto-Bismol
Right,
instead.
yeah.
It'll be fine.
That's why
I didn't
Klingons have
know.
pink blood.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I love that you just changed the color and it's suddenly
Oh,
acceptable.
no, now it's cool.
Yeah, right?
Totally
Yeah,
cool now.
yeah.
Fine. Doesn't look like blood. It just looks like somebody's just had a real rough night.
It's the LaCroix of blood.
Damn it, Jim, I don't even know what his heart is.
So, you two get the hobo over to the shuttle pod,
Oh, come in, little hobo.
who he's knocked out. So,
Yeah. Is he human?
yeah,
Yeah.
as far as you can tell, looks totally human, just with multiple years of beard growth and hair growth that hasn't been trimmed or
For 5 to
taken
10
care of.
years? Just curious.
At a guess, maybe. Certainly not 200.
Yeah.
I mean, well,
Is there? Do his hobo clothes look like they used to be a Starfleet uniform?
That's what I was going to ask.
They look very similar to the uniform on the corpse,
Yeah.
but just wrecked.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No change of clothes for 5 to 10 years. That would be awful. Doctor, how's Jones doing?
Well, Jones is stabilized. I think she'll be all right. We'll see.
Right. Recommendations. Should we wait until he wakes up or just take him off planet while he's unconscious?
Removing him from this environment may be too much of a shock to the system. However, it is curious that we were attacked when there was a distress beacon. So perhaps they did not set the distress beacon.
Could be, or maybe he just didn't recognize us as Starfleet. Uniforms have changed a lot since then.
But even then, why attack after sending a distress beacon and having individuals show up?
He could be crazy. I mean,
Again, a word that I am told the crew does not enjoy, and I would not use it once this individual wakes up.
sorry, psychologically unstable?
Yeah,
A more fair assessment.
Yeah, he's crazy. It's probably not safe to bring him up, but I got some stuff that we can keep him down. We can also tie him down, you know. Restraints would be apropos, maybe, in this situation.
It may be wise, even though it may cause additional distress.
Right, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
You know what?
You could always beam him right to the brig.
Yeah, but if this was a Starfleet officer and he's been on his own for 5 to 10 years, displaced 200 years at a time. I don't want to make this any worse for him than it has to be. I say let's wait till he wakes up, cover him with phasers, keep his weapon away from him, and see if we can talk. See if he can talk rationally.
That's something that might help him sleep for.
It seems perhaps that we need the opposite and some sort of stimulant to wake them up.
Oh, I got that too. You need him up.
Yeah.
We can do that. I mean,
No restraints, but let's be ready.
I got a suggestion before we wake him up. Since we've flown the shuttle is now over here. Want me to see if I can take a power cell from the shuttle and try to get this computer back working?
Yeah, why don't you
You might
do
be able
that?
to get a log or something.
See what we can figure out. Yeah.
All right.
The additional
sure.
information should certainly help.
That would be control engineering, I think.
Control engineering, so
Yeah.
14. I'm trying to think if anything. Systems analysis.
Yeah, I'd give that to you.
All right.
Because it's integrating your power cell with this old
with
system.
with this other thing.
Sure.
Ah, Jay!
Damn.
18
Sorry.
to 19,
Have you
seriously?
rolled anything under like a 15?
Yeah. Sorry, Skip.
It's
This
just
old
not
system is
compatible.
Wait,
just
can you
not
spend
compatible.
momentum to re-roll?
Or to add
that
an
one of the
additional.
things-
Add. God. It's
Yeah, I
terrible.
was just about to suggest
You can
maybe.
you can buy additional dice with your momentum.
Do we want to?
Oh, it's determination that you can re-roll with. Yeah.
But having an
something, I
additional
think.
die
Yeah.
wouldn't be the worst thing right now if you want to spend one of those momentum tokens.
Yeah.
No,
Yes,
we'll spend
th-
one.
This is
You
important.
guys all
So-
this is
Yeah.
Yeah,
important?
that's totally okay.
So
So
think
one
just
gets you
one.
one more die.
one more die.
If you want to spend the other two, you can get two more dice.
No.
No, just one.
12.
12.
Woo! Huzzah!
Yay.
There you go. See, worth
Thank
it.
you. See? Teamwork makes the dream work.
That's fucking teamwork.
So
I have someone who sings that every week at karaoke.
Max on karaoke.
you're not able to get the shuttle systems all the way online, but
Yeah.
you're able to get enough power to the system that you can kind of eject the data core, kind
Okay.
of. So you can get it operational to the point where you could safely remove the
Data.
memory module
Got it.
from the shuttle, but you
Alright.
can't access it here.
Have to bring it back to the ship.
Yeah.
But at least we've got this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's nothing else, no other identifying marks other than the name of the Atlantis on it.
No,
Damn it.
they don't carry around like a ID card.
Yeah.
Is it like a calendar?
I don't even know why he wouldn't have
Like a
taken the
pinup
uniform
calendar?
off this
No,
other guy.
there might be in that data core. There could be all kinds of stuff in there.
Yeah.
We're
I
lacking,
needed additional clothes. I
we're
don't
lacking
know.
so much information. It's hard to know.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
we should
Let's
get
wake
back
the guy
up.
up.
I mean,
Let's-
I'll let Captain. What do you think we should do?
Let's keep him sedated till we get back to the I know it's
So amazing.
let's keep him sedated till we get him back on the Barbican, and then that way we can have access to his records and find out who this is and what's happening.
See, I knew it was going to be a sleeper for a little bit.
Speaking
I got
of
that.
which,
Yeah.
beep beep.
Malata.
Sir, this is Lieutenant Fletcher. I just want to let you know that we're able to maintain our orbit, but we're having to use the engines quite a bit. It appears the anomaly is growing.
Growing?
Yes. It seems like it's gotten larger since we've arrived.
Oh, boy.
All right. Maintain, be on alert. We're heading back up to you right now.
And if you'd hand me 2 of those tokens,
Oh no.
Oh, boy.
because things have gotten worse.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Yep.
Yeah. So, So what I'm thinking out of character is, so we take him up to the ship, and then we'll be able to look into.
Yeah.
Somebody can try and find records on the Atlantis, and we can also talk to him and see how he's.
Seems like
Yep.
it's kind of the only option at this point.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So.
I say take him and everything that's not
That we
bolted
can.
down,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
including the corpse.
Yeah.
You can do an autopsy.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
we should definitely take the corpse.
Good point. Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Cool. So we'll strip as much as we can.
I'm
out
sure
of the
you have a
shuttle.
body bag on the shuttle.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Several.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're already
Ain't our
pre-colored
first
gold,
rodeo.
so
Oh my
they're
god.
ready to
Oh,
go.
my
It's just a locker. There's like one red one, one blue one, and then like 7 gold ones.
Sorry.
Right? Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, but it's so true. It's funny 'cause it's so true.
Yeah, so we'll gather up everything we can, and then we'll head back up. I want to ask Rory to take one last look at the debris field before we leave. See if he can get any.
Sure.
Now that,
What's
now
your
that you're
thought?
up close.
All right.
Yeah, you recognize these alloys, or looks like Romulans, maybe.
It does, which makes me not happy at all.
Let me just look at something. real quick.
Fully enraged. Weapon systems wouldn't help on this. No. Or maybe.
Could be.
What are you thinking you're looking for?
Anything to identify what this ship could possibly be.
We'll do an insight engineering,
Insight and engineering, so that's a 12.
and yeah, you could use
Weapon systems or
You'll-
systems analysis.
weapon systems, probably.
All right.
You could get a little more information out of me on that topic.
All right. 4. So 2 successes, a 4 and a 19.
Okay. And then if someone would like to roll for the shuttlecraft, I actually have the stats in here. It's not on that sheet. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But sensors is 5, and engineering is 1 on the shuttlecraft. So you got to get 6 or less. But it's a total. It's a
This
just
could
bonus.
Could happen. It's gonna be great.
It's a shuttlecraft. What do you
They
want?
call you Lady Luck. There's room for doubt. Sometimes you get close, but
That's an no, that's a 6.
What?
That succeeds.
okay.
Yes.
So you get an extra success.
All right, 3 successes.
So that's enough to tell you that it appears to be an old Romulan ship
Oh,
of the same era as the shuttle pod.
okay.
It looks like the what's left of the hull debris was heavily scored by phased weaponry,
Got it.
and it's putting off the same kind of radiation as early torpedo weapons.
Okay. All right. So it looks like this. Well, Skip, what I can tell with the computer saying, it looks like this Romulan ship, roughly the same era, got hit with some early phasers and maybe some torpedoes
So maybe
to bring it down.
Maybe the Atlantis and this Romulan ship got into some sort of battle.
Yeah.
Tensions were high between the Federation and Romulans, even very
Even
early
then,
then.
yeah. I mean,
You'd know, historically speaking, anyway, that that's the era of the big Earth Romulan War.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, so that's
Yeah.
and we're in the Shackleton Expanse, not too far from the Romulan Empire.
True.
So it's possible. I mean, it's at least theoretically possible. Throwing some timey-wimey, gravitani bullcrap. It's at least possible that these two guys were fighting and crashed here.
Yeah.
Regardless, we should get back to the ship.
Yeah.
I'm going to agree with that one.
Yeah, let's get out of here while we still can.
it's a little crowded on the way back because
Yeah.
you've now got extra unconscious hobo and a corpse.
And a corpse,
Yeah.
and a data core, and
Right? Yeah.
God knows all what else.
Everybody get cozy.
Right? Yeah.
It's a little tight. But it's a good kind of tight.
There's just Devers in the corner with the body bag holding it, right? Like,
Yeah, you're good, Devers. You're good.
Yeah.
You're all right.
Good work, Devers.
With all the graviton stuff, do we need to roll again to get back to the ship?
You will, because it's gotten worse.
Boy.
So, in this case, it's going to be a daring and con roll.
Oh gosh.
Daring and con. That's a 14 for me.
That's going to be a 12 for me.
12 for me too.
It's not great for me. I got a 9.
All right.
Big money. No
I forgot which
whammies.
one of these are the good ones.
I know, right? Yeah. Good luck.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
5.
5.
yeah.
Hold on. Survival? No.
Sorry, buddy.
No.
Stuff on the surface would for sure help.
So what I
but-
can do 9. So
Yeah.
that's 1. And I have the small craft focus, so that'd be 2. 2 extra.
So you're up to
So
3?
3
3
successes.
successes.
Not
What else do we
quite
need?
there.
We need to roll for what, the ship now or something? What do we need?
For the
Can
shuttle?
we roll for
Oh
the
yeah, the
shuttle?
shuttlecraft.
Can we roll for
Sure.
the shuttle?
Let's do
Shuttle Rousseau.
engines and con. That's a 6.
You do this.
We can do it.
It's gonna be great.
We got it.
That's all we need.
Dun, 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 dun. Nope.
Nope.
No.
So
Remind me again about stuff with regard to values. And that seems like a big, like, whammy sort of
It-
role. But
it
this
is.
also seems like a big situation right now, too.
So, if you figure out a way that one of your values applies to the situation you're in, you can spend your determination point to give yourself an automatic critical success.
Okay.
So, if one of your values applies to whatever situation you want to spend that determination point, great. To earn a determination point back, you have to question one of your values.
Okay. Well, it seems like this is an instance where it's really important, and I do have a value of there's always an answer, and that there's an answer to get out of this particular situation.
You can go for it, sure.
Okay. I'll spend my determination point for that to help get everybody out of
Good
this.
money.
Save the day, Tris.
Now, normally in the rules, I think only one person can assist. But spending a determination point, I think it's cool.
All right. But if so, I'd be willing to spend mine because I've got where there's a will, there's a way.
It's totally cool. I'm down with this.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So that, excuse me, that's 2 extra successes. Gets you over the line, but it's really like trying to surf your way up a wave the whole way up. So the shuttle is really straining. Yeah.
Strain.
As we're all like, with this dead body.
The pyrotechnic panel in the
Yeah,
back that
Deaver's in the
glows.
corner like, really? Really?
Yeah.
It's knocking the smell loose. Sorry. Sorry.
God, no, but yes. Yes.
As you get into orbit, you can even see from here that the Barbican is really working hard to maintain orbit. Like the ship has reoriented, so the engines are actually pointed. It's not just using thrusters to keep it in place. At this point, it is
Whoa.
fully using impulse engines to keep it in place
Oh.
for you to get back on board.
Wow, we got here just in time, huh?
And in the background, you can now visually see the wormhole moving around, and it's big. Like, it was saucer-sized, and now it's like serving plate-sized out the
Okay.
window, kind of.
All right.
And the whole way up, yeah, it's real rough and all that. But you're able to get to the ship. You get close enough, and the sort of docking assistance tractor beams help you in the last of the way. As soon as you get on board, when the shuttlecraft makes contact with the deck, you feel the thrum of like the engine straining, kind of. That you get that. In the original series, it was that like weird, like grinding motor noise.
Yep.
But yeah, there's a kind of thing. But in the next generation, it wasn't ever quite that bad. But you feel that immediately
Yeah.
as soon as you've made contact with the ship again.
Let's. You take your patients to sick bay. I'll head to the bridge.
Right away, Captain.
Nolata to bridge. We're on board. Get us out of here.
Yes, sir. We'll try.
Try.
What do you? Yeah.
Do or do not.
What
There
do you
is no
mean
try.
What do you mean try?
You got everybody but one. Slowly they fall.
Perfect.
There's plenty more sessions.
Yes.
And as you're walking to the turbo lift and heading up, like you hear the ship is straining even harder. Mechanically speaking, the ship's power reserves are being drained immensely
Yeah.
at this point.
Engineer.
Good idea.
He's done okay.
I know. I've got a thing for this one. If I need to do a thing to get us out of here,
Nice.
there's a talent
Ooh.
that I can engage.
Let's see.
Oh, I forgot to use. Remind me again how the talents go because I've got to use collaboration on con. Gotta remember that for the future.
I'd have to look it up
Yeah,
exactly, but it might have come in handy with your co-piloting
Yeah.
thing.
I will
Sorry.
remember that. I
Well
also
done.
forget.
You get to the bridge, and Lieutenant Fletcher stands up out of the chair immediately and moves over to the side. And you can see the helmsman is sitting there, and he's madly pushing buttons. Fletcher looks at you as you're walking onto the bridge, and he says, "Sir, we don't seem to be able to break free of the anomaly. We can't engage the warp drive. We just don't have the power available. It seems like this anomaly is somehow draining the power systems or something."
Well, let's find another way then. Mulata to engineering.
Right here, Skip.
Roy, we need power. What's going on down there?
All right, so I'm going to use my talent. I know my ship to add a d20 to figure out what the problem is with the ship.
Cool.
And so I need. So it's this insight engineering.
Yeah.
Move those dice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait,
I mean, you can move the model out of the way, too.
Yeah.
Why would I move
Why
the
would
model?
we do that?
Okay,
It's so
I'm
cool.
just-
I'm sorry. I love it.
I wasn't saying get rid of it. I wasn't like throw it in the trash. I was like just scooch it to the side a little if you need.
How it
Can
felt,
I
though.
use one of these tokens for a trash can?
Very
So I
We
got
can't
a
break
20.
free. We have too much refuse and nowhere to put it.
I got a 3,
Yeah.
but then a 20 and a 19.
And the 3 would probably be doubled, right? Because it's like systems analysis.
Maybe plasma manifolds.
It has to do with power of the ship.
Yep.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Plasma manifolds.
So you would get 2 successes out of that,
Yep.
but you have a complication from the
Yes.
20, and you didn't quite make it because it's tough.
Yeah.
So the I think actually this is a great moment. So you're like, yeah, Captain, we can handle this. We've got extra
We totally
power on
got
this
this.
ship. That's in fact one of the features of the ship is reserve power or something.
Yep.
So
Secondary generators.
yeah, you're thinking, this
No,
will
we
be no problem.
got no
We got this.
problems. We got this.
And as you're working, you just see like the sequence of manifolds around the upper deck of engineering.
Yeah.
Just go,
Oh, good. That's great. That's great. That's great. That's
and
awesome.
the ship goes into that reserve power lighting mode.
Oh, that's
where,
bad.
Yeah.
all the
That's
nice
bad.
warm light is gone, and now it's just the shadowy bluish light
Yes.
left. And I think that's a great place to wrap up for now.
Good.
Sorry, everybody.
We're gonna die.
That was awesome.
Oh, boy.
I'm like, do I have enough power for my medical instruments right now?
Right,
This
yeah.
is not
It's
good.
Okay, everybody, plug in your communicators to the USB chargers in
Right,
reverse.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh my god.
Wow.
All right, well,
How
thanks,
fun.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank
That
you.
was
Thank
awesome.
you.
Great.
We will be back in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Which is some date still in September, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Is it in
Yeah.
September?
Hold on.
Yes. Yes.
No, it'll be the 1st of October.
Oh,
Craziness.
Bum, bum, bum.
October 1st.
And then I can start getting excited about my birthday.
When's your birthday?
Halloween.
What?
Best birthday ever.
Nice.
The best.
Because as a kid, you always got to dress up on your birthday.
That's so
Yeah.
that's
Wait.
nice.
I did
The
that
neighbors-
anyway.
I was about to say, like, hold on a
Mine's
second.
in March, but I
And
still do
the
that.
neighbors all gave you candy, and then you got cake at home and presents.
Nice.
Yeah,
And it's
that's
far
the
enough
best.
away from Christmas that you never got robbed by any family members.
Double gift.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
it's good.
Very nice.
Well, thanks for joining us out there.
Thank you.
Yes.
I've had a ton of fun. Any feedback, anybody?
No, it's great.
No,
Thumbs up?
no, it's,
That was really good. It was
Yeah.
That's great.
Thank you. I'm totally amused by everybody.
yeah. I love this. group.
Same.
That's true.
Yeah,
I love
I
it.
just want, I'm hoping, I felt like I had a lot of the spotlight, so I'm hoping that you guys will have.
You just got
more time.
promoted.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of a big
It's
deal
a big
thing
deal.
happened
I
to you.
tried to keep reminding myself of that because, I'm always like, but what about everybody else?
I wasn't
But I'm
even
like,
mad about it.
No.
Okay,
That
no,
was
it's
awesome.
just, this
It's
is
great.
like if anybody is gonna have spotlight this
Really?
episode, it's
That was
probably me. It's
Kind
like-
of one scene extra that you got.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it wasn't-
it's true. Yeah, I mean,
It wasn't
I had you
like
guys
an
with
hour
me
of
the
everybody
whole
like,
time, which
okay,
is-
all you all just settle down. We're going to watch Adam.
We're gonna make up all these NPCs now,
That's right.
like try to get in
Yeah.
a scene. No,
Yeah.
it's good.
But it feels weird because I'm so used to being like I'm usually characters that are the awkward thing that I usually do, and then also like I usually play characters that take more of a passive role because I really get a lot of enjoyment out of watching other people do things.
Yeah.
So it's really weird for me to be playing a
We
character
got
that's
to
like
enjoy you.
I tell you
Yeah.
what to do. Oh god.
Great.
But
That's
anyway,
great.
yeah.
Not like you tell me
But-
what to do,
yeah.
but you know.
But feel free to argue with me or
Oh,
give
yeah.
me, like-
But Captain,
like,
why
love
would
you
I
guys.
do that?
I know. Just because. Yeah, but yeah.
Not argue, just offer a differing opinion.
Right.
Well, it's all information.
That's one of the things I actually really like about Star Trek. is
Yeah.
That even though there's a command structure,
yeah.
everybody's an expert at their field.
You're right.
Right? Yeah.
So if something comes up and you're like,
Right.
we need to use the engines to do this, and Rory's like, no, that's a terrible idea.
Don't do that.
Like, we should do it
Don't
this way.
send me
You
to
know,
do it,
oh,
basically.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
exactly. And
Yeah.
You know, playing against type is great because that's very much me in this game as well.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Yeah, this is a very strange character for
Yeah.
me to play.
That's true. She does not transform into a wolf at all.
Not at current.
Yeah.
It's a wear android.
Right? Yeah. Engage
Aware
transformation
droid.
mode.
Oh god. Oh, she's a transformer.
That would be awesome. That would be so cool.
now there's this workbench of Trist's projects.
Yeah.
So it's the quantum torpedo and
The wolf form.
The
like
werewolf
a
form.
weird
She was just
wolf
download
helmet
consci-
that you literally put on and then it just locks into place.
or else it's
Right.
just different consciousness and she can just transfer it between two different
good.
bodies.
Yeah, right?
Oh god, Trish is turning into a mad scientist. God, I am playing to type. No!
Why?
Yeah, that was awesome. I've been
Cool.
waiting for
Yeah.
so long.
Yes.
Yay.
I'm excited.
Thanks.
And
Thanks.
you guys didn't make an entire left turn and go, oh, that's a weird anomaly.
Yeah, we're gonna go look over there.
Yeah, we didn't do the smart thing. We
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
let's just go.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Let's
the
look
nice
at
thing
literally
about
anything else.
the nice thing about me playing the captain is I will always go for the Star Trek hook. Like
yeah.
you're like, oh, weird anomaly. Oh, let's go.
yeah.
I will find a reason to
That's
take
right.
this ship.
That's
And
right.
you could all yell about it and cry, but we're still gonna go check it out.
Yeah.
I think on Star Trek they do more like, hey, there's a probe. We send a
Right.
probe.
Yeah.
It'll collect some info. We're gonna
Right?
keep
Yeah.
on moving.
Yeah.
Keep on keeping.
Perfect. So thanks again,
awesome.
everybody, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
Thanks everyone. Bye.
There's going to be some new games
Live
coming
long and
up
prosper.
in this Wednesday. I think is Gene X again.
GeneX,
and
yes. Mm-hmm.
Then next week is back to the Fallout.
Vault
right?
818.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, that's the
Thank
one
you.
that Jason's running.
Yes.
Ooh.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
all
I'm in
Super
that one.
awesome.
And then this weekend, I think we're back to L5R on Sunday, and it's a madhouse. A madhouse!
Gross.
Many of the things.
But you'll see all that typed out much more eloquently than I can say
Yeah.
it.
We'll put up the calendar.
Yes.
Yes.
So we'll see you in hell.
I'd pay real money to be
I'm already there. All right, shall we?
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.